Alright, so we're going to be getting back into more RimWorld. It has been a while since we've done any content on the channel because I've been on vacation, but we're going to be going ahead and getting back into this. We do not have an existing run going, so this is going to be a brand new run. We are going to be going for like a whole tile challenge kind of thing. So, alright, last time, I like the random research, and last time I accidentally chose the wrong start. And when I did that, it kind of messed everything up. So the catch is I want the random research, but I do not want the no research. And the reason I want that is because I am planning on starting on either like a swamp tile or whatever. And with no research on the swamp tiles, unless you choose mountain, then you can have a unwinnable loss condition of if they have a heat wave, because you don't have the passive cooler with no research, you can literally get yourself at a point where you just, I guess I choose death. The command will come available when we get into it. What we've been doing is I will start a giveaway, quote unquote, and then everyone enters, I pull a name, and we'll start the next giveaway, that kind of thing. I definitely need to improve that system, but I do like it more than the redeem. Alright, so... Alright, that's not the one we want. Yeah, this was the one where we're doing the family, so I have a bunch of the things that gave you free people. I got rid of those. So the only one I got rid of, Man in Black. I don't like the Man in Black event, personally. I have taken colonies and recovered from where you got wiped out to the point you had a Man in Black and no one else, and rebuilt the whole colony up in one before. These days, if I get to that level of like a wipeout event where it's like you're down to the Man in Black, I'm like, I'm not waiting, you know, hours and hours and hours for the game to decide I'm done or not. Okay, it doesn't say no research, just random research. I'm trying to remember if basic means no research. It's fine, we'll figure it out. Alright. So I'm going to do Cassandra, and I'm going to do Strive to Survive, commitment mode. And the reason I'm doing this is, I know everyone likes the meminess of Randy, but as a content creator, I find the problem with Randy is Randy goes comatose for like hours and hours and hours, and then I've had entire streams where Randy didn't even raid us a single time during the whole stream. And as a content creator, it's hard to carry the content that much when you're just like, Randy, dude, wake up, please. So I've gone and been playing Cassandra lately just because at least she has, you know, some level of cadence where she sticks around and does stuff. Pollution 100%. I've done the 100% pollution challenge. I actually enjoy that one. But we're doing the whole tile thing, which the idea is, I'll explain in just a moment. Once we get into the map, it'll make it easier. But the idea is to use the entire buildable area before like we're allowed to win, lose, or other. Well, I mean, losing will happen, but before we're allowed to win. Sends the Zeus hammer. I do appreciate when I get Zeus hammers, but yeah, like as a player, I enjoy Randy because it can be fun to just sit down and like build and not have stuff. But Randy can be real temperamental sometimes. Oh yeah, we've got a bunch of mods loaded on this one. I still haven't updated that mod list, and I know I need to. Nice. Congratulations on your 25th birthday there. But, so yeah, so we have biomes you normally didn't have before, like cloud forest, these kind of things. That's, we have a mod that expands the biomes that are available in the game. And in those biomes, they can have all sorts of weird structures and all that. Yeah, like coastal dunes. Do we want to mess with something that we've never done before? So the average disease frequency, I believe, is a tiny hair below average. I think 1 per year is average. I could be wrong. No pollution. What? Am I doing random research? Yes, I am. That's the plan. Let's see. We have agave trees. Alright, so temperatures here will be hot. Not I mean, It's actually pretty hot. Yeah, actually, this place is gonna be very hot. Northern Cove with Island. Sure. What is that biome? Desert Oasis. I'm assuming that this will be like desert. But, oh, that'll be a weird map. We'll try this. This may not work the way I think it's going to. I think this might end up being one we die. We're gonna go ahead and choose this, and the only reason I'm choosing this one is just because of the... Well, actually, we could do the guilty thing. No, we'll leave it at that one. I might adapt this into doing transhumanist because I haven't done that in a long time, but with random research, I can't start with that. Alright, and per the usual, I don't mess with any of these things at the beginning. I just take them as they start. So we can just look at what we've got here. We've got a couple different celebrations. We've got our funeral. We've got the real party. Hey, Burning Sun. So we got the real party. Let's see. Sometimes they'll give you something good if you have a good enough event. Like, I'm not going to change any. I guess you just get development points? Oh, no. We gained goodwill with the nearest faction base. So basically, we can get free reputation if our parties are good. And we have an unforgettable event. We get a free recruit. We've got some relics, and the lynxes will be our venerated animal. I don't even know if lynxes are on this tile. Let's see, Rual, do you have any idea why my headphones are suddenly cut out while in a game? I mean, it could be interference on your connection. That'd certainly do it. So if you have anything that's got lots of interference it causes, that'd be that. Alright, so per the normal... Oh, this is actually... Okay. I'm gonna get rid of the slothful. Usually the only ones I don't allow is I don't allow this over here. Yeah. What could cause that? So a lot of these, like these types of devices, they use the same type of frequency as like Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, those kind of things. Stuff like microwaves between you and your connection, other wireless devices, if they're, especially if you have a bunch of them, can be a problem. I can go with this. I'm trying to at least have some medical. But, sorry, I'm being distracted with trying to get, like, some medical or that, like, this'll do. Okay. But, it could be, any high power devices can also cause problems. Those could all be interference. Having, for example, like, you have your headset on, and then you have your computer tower, and then the wireless connectors on the other side of the tower can cause problems, because your towers usually have magnetic shielding in them, so they can basically act as like a big sink to the signal trying to get by them. All right. I'd like to hit OK. There we go. I had to think about it. All right. So the first thing I do is I'm gonna say giveaway start. So, reminder, if you want to have a pawn named after you, I don't let you choose which pawn is yours. You type in exclamation there. Eonek has already pinned up a message for it. But yeah, you gotta do the whole giveaway space enter. I want to change that eventually, but I haven't had a chance yet. If you do not put enter, when it goes and it has the drawing, it won't tell me who won, and I won't be able to name things after you. Meanwhile, we're gonna go ahead and check what we've even got here. Using laptops, it's been a while. Hey, Sniper Space, how's it going? Yeah, alright. So, we have a fast learner who is beautiful, who is good at construction and crafting and plants. We have an undergrounder who's going to be miserable, who's good at construction and plants. We have a volatile fast walker who's good at plants and crafting. We have a gourmand who's a body modder who is good at cooking and crafting. And then we've got a teetotaler, which means they don't like drugs. who's good at crafting, construction, mining, and intellectual. All right, so construction, we're in good shape. Plants are seen. This is a terrible tile. Okay. This is going to be awful. Oh, this is bad.
Thank you, Illicit NZ, for subscribing for 6 months. Yeah, you are back.
Hey, listen. I'm sorry. Hey, listen, NZ. One moment. Sorry about that. But thank you so much for the Prime Gaming sub and sub to the channel for 6 months. I do appreciate it. So the reason I'm going this is terrible is there's no ground up here that I can use for growing things. If I look at my growing things area, I just highlighted all the fertile fields. Nothing. Absolutely nothing is growable up here. This is my grow zone down here, which is the border of the map. We'll see how this goes. I have this feeling this is a run I'm going to have to be deliberate on how I start. The giveaway is to have a character named after you. But I'll let that go for a couple more seconds. Let me organize. So 4-1. You're looking like you're gonna be your melee pawn. Okay. So basically I put the people with the best shots on the right. Yeah, no, the other thing could be stuff is like drivers and all that. But yeah. Now if it's, and also if it's been around for a long time, it could be your battery is failing on the wireless device. Why am I forgetting where the allow tool is? There it is. Alright, how the expletive am I doing this? Okay. I'm suddenly realizing, can I even do the whole tile one with this? Because the whole tile challenge, the gimmick is, when you go to build, you see how there's this border I can't build in? I have to use everything that isn't that border, because I'm not allowed to use the border, but everything else I have to use. This is going to be rough, because I went to build literally on the edge of the map to get food. Oh, if it's only a year old, then it's probably not dying from, like, battery problems or whatever. Okay. So, you're gonna be rice. So the real challenge with this is the fact that it can be instantly attacked from the edge of the map. So that's going to be an immediate problem. Okay. We're also need to go here to zone, stockpile. Dumping stockpile. That way they grab this stuff and move it down there. I will ultimately want to build my base up here, but oh, this is gonna be so bad. The good news is this is going to be defensible as heck because everything is going to have to slog through water once they actually go and get hydroponics and be able to build up here. Or if I could manage to pull up the bottom of the ocean using moisture pumps, which may never happen. Alright. Set the thing down on repair, do this, zone. Right now we'll go furniture. The sand. Is there enough room to build a ship? Oh, eventually we will, because with moisture pumps I can pull up, I think deep ocean I can't pull up, but everything else I can pull up. I don't know how long it'll take. It's been a long time since I tried to pull up rivers and ocean and that with moisture pumps. I think surviving to there is going to be the first thing. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and do the first person, so give away raw. Alright, so Alpin gets the first pawn. So congratulations, Alpin. You will be a volatile fast walker who's more than likely going to be focused on plants. We need to go here, do this. Congratulations, Camel, you are our doctor. So I usually set people to their passions first, and then I start clearing stuff out to figure out who's gonna do what. Alright, so deprioritize all of this. Well, actually, increase your priority on that, leave that neutral. Alright. So Conqueror is going to be our handler and our cook. Oh, right, we have the hospitality mod. Leopard is going to be our warden and entertainer. Those are all fine. The cook is the first job that actually matters with that kind of thing. You're also going to be our crafter. Alright, so Alpin is going to be a dedicated growing person. I'm gonna leave those alone for now. We can adjust them as we need to. Why are you all just standing around eating? Oh, because the game's paused. Right. So let them start building that. Moisture pumps take forever. You are not wrong. Moisture pumps take an absolute eternity to get going. Alright, so get that going first. Okay, so we got the first one named. Sorry about this. Alright, so we got the next person being named, so that'll be Leopard here. So you'll need to do giveaway, enter. And I do apologize that you have to like re-enter the name and all that. Like I said, my intention is to change this giveaway command, make like a duplicate of it for handling the naming thing, but we're not quite there yet. Plus random research also helps a lot. Yeah, that's the thing. I hadn't planned to do this tile. It was just I saw a tile, I'm like, okay, sure, let's do the weird tile. You'll say the mushroom mod is neat? I don't know the mushroom mod. I definitely want to build up here in the long run. It's just because this farm, like this is my only growable space, I have to build down by it. Once I can get the initial building up, I think the next thing I'm doing is I'm building the wall along this border as best I can. Basically, in caves, they grow fungi and tons of extra food options. Gotcha. Also go orders. Harvest everything you can harvest. Okay, so you got the initial barracks built. Oh, that's interesting. I can't build on any of that red at all. Alright. That's gonna be all sorts of interesting. So I think it's fair to say the whole tile challenge thing, kind of because of what I chose to start, is broken to begin with. But we'll do whatever we'll build as much as we can on the tile. All right, so I think the next move is going to be trying to get a production room up. I'm just trying to decide where I want to lay things out, because I want to not use any of this ground that I'm getting set aside for other things for it. Okay, so there is our butcher station, our fueled stove, our research bench, try moving that. Nah, it's gonna conflict no matter where I put it. That's fine. We just go with that for now. Let's see, go to the programs, the web. Why not move it one to the left? Oh, that's a good point. We can put that there then. The only reason I haven't moved it is just like wanting everything to line up with each other kind of stuff. Butcher creatures forever. It's fine, like this is temporary digs at the moment. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, this is... I never noticed this before. So I can build back here as far out as I could build. But when it comes to the zoning, it has a different distance. I've never actually tried to fill up the whole title, so I never noticed that before. So if I were to try and surround this with a wall, I would have to make my grow zone end way up here. Huh. It's not the end of the world or anything, but it's definitely an odd thing. Okay. Let's see. Oh wow, you're still on Windows 7? Thanks, Rumshackle. How's it going? Because it doesn't create stuff that impedes. Yeah, no, I get it. No, I'm aware of the reason they have that border, so you can't spawn prevention as easily. There's still ways you can do it, but it's more involved. Like one of the ones you can do is if you get the drill that gives the chunks of stone, you can actually deliberately like skip stones to the edge of the map so they stop spawning. So that means there's just always going to be really dangerous here. Ultimately, I think this run is going to depend on us getting hydroponics as early as we can get lucky enough to get. Well, the big worry I have right now is twofold. One is just we're going to get raids, and they can potentially spawn literally right here, where I'll have no chance to react. It'll just start out engaged kind of thing. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and get this one. So give away draw. Okay, so Darkstrider gets the next character. And then we'll do give away start. So you need to do the whole giveaway enter. Let's see. Kidnap colonists before you even know they're there. Yeah, I mean, it's literally going to be stuff will spawn on the edge. So that's my big immediate concern. Then the secondary concern is until I get some hydroponics going, this whole part of the map is basically unusable. Because of just how far they have to walk through water just to get food. I also noticed there is no geothermal on the map at all. Like, none at all whatsoever, which makes sense. You don't run up with much geothermal in real life, like, on the beach. Sometimes you do. But it's not rare, it's not common, because normally if you have geothermal, it'll end up becoming like an actual landmass kind of thing. Geothermal is under deep water? Yep. You feeling less sick? Yeah. So me and Toom are actually feeling basically better. And then today, both of us seem to be dealing with sinus stuff. So I'm not sure if we're getting sick again, or I'm not sure if it's just going from what was winter to summer and super hot temperatures and humidity just has our sinuses all pissy. Don't really have an answer for it, but yeah. Okay, you don't have disease X. If you're saying COVID, me and Toom actually did get COVID while we were traveling. It is hot as balls out there. Uh-huh. Guy on the play is like, can we go back to New Zealand now? No, it's something else. Okay. I'm also curious how I'm going to build all these things that require metal. Considering there's literally no tiles of stone on the entire map, not a singular one. So for once, I actually don't care about getting stone cutting, because there's no stones to cut. Yeah, there's literally not even chunks of stone on the ground. Oh, it is 100 Fahrenheit there? Yeah, it's something around thing. I missed something. In the shade. Smelting weapons and slag. Except I'm going to have to get metal to make the stuff to melt weapons. We'll figure it out. More than likely it's going to be when we get a drill and then just start drilling. Oh yeah, speaking of which, recreation. Do we have our psychic power tree here? We do not. What is... There's something purple appearing here. Weird. I have a feeling this map is going to be a whole different thing. Alright. Recreation, we need entertainment, so break out some good old hoopering. Got that in the corner for the moment. Could the tree be on the atoll? I don't think so. Because I believe it does require dirt to grow in, and this has no dirt, it's all sand. Yeah. It would be cool if it was up here, because that'd be kind of an interesting, because it'd be a weirdly safe place for them to be. We're definitely going to need... Well, I can't even get the research bench up because I have no metal. Alright. So, as a reminder, exclamation mark, giveaway, enter. Like the word enter. You're going to want to enter that to have a character named after you. I'll do a drawing here in a moment to go ahead and get the next one named after stuff. And we'll keep going. We do not allow to have the same person have multiple characters the same name at a time. Like once if you have a character named after you and they die, then it's free game unless I'm very specifically saying I'm resurrecting this character or whatever. But honestly, the rate I find the stuff for resurrection is so rare, it's not really worth mentioning. Alright, so that'll be the end of our food up here. All these animals are actually useful. I want to tame them up so they can haul, but right now I don't have the extra food. Alright. Give away raw. And next one is Michigander. Oh, and Darkstrider, the character you got was an undergrounder who's good at plants and construction. Michigander is going to be our Teetotaler, who is going to be our research person who can also craft mine and construction as well. And we'll do that. Yeah, you can just leave that up. Alright. If you want our character named after, if you want a character named after you, give away enter. But what I'll do is I'll put that up, I'll let it run for a little while, and then, you know, we get the next one going. And thank you, by the way, for handling those mod things, Eonek. I do appreciate it. Yes, it seems like the animals on this map are the types you see a lot in the desert biomes. Because they're seeing stuff like emu and that kind of stuff. Oh yeah, that's a good point. Secret Squirrel is the crash ship chunks. That'll probably be exactly where we get our first stuff. Which does mean this we're going to disable. You know, I'm just going to cancel the art bench entirely. Who's our cook again? I hate when they do this. He literally didn't get that fox killed because he had walk forward to shoot it, walk forward to shoot it, walk forward to shoot it, walk forward to shoot it. Actually, didn't I have a tiny bit of fence up here? I don't remember the name of it, unfortunately, Cookie. New run? Yeah, the old run's dead. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead in just a moment. We'll do the next giveaway drawing for the next named character. Fences don't give steel. I mean, either way, I'm gonna take apart the fence because it's just sitting here. Oh, I don't have a mod specifically for archipelagos. I have a mod that just makes a whole bunch of extra biomes. So actually look at the world map. This is coastal dunes is what we're on. You have desert oasis. Try and find some of the other more exotic ones. You have a sandbar. There's ones that combined biomes as well. So you can have a tile that has like this part of it's one biome and this one's that. Yeah, I don't remember what it was. We added a whole bunch of mods that I got from a couple other creators a while back. I think we're going to turn to eating our own animals soon. We're gonna have to. I want to train those two. But if we have to eat them, we have to eat them. All right, let's go ahead and do giveaway draw. And we'll get another one going. So Illicit NZ won that one. Solicit NZ will be our fast learner who is beautiful. You're probably going to be doing craft. You got construction, crafting, and plants you can do. Let's see. Elicit NZ. Named. We have one last character we're going to give away here. So don't forget to do your giveaway enter. We'll let that run for a couple minutes and we'll go ahead and do the next drawing. We have to kill that emu. Yeah, no, I'm familiar with the Great Emu War. Please hit the bird. Alright, cool. So there's no more wildlife on the map. We've killed it all. Alright. You want to say wild food growing? There's agave. You get that in desert maps. That's vanilla. Okay. And the emu's already gone. Which, once they plant these fields, they should automatically go and start harvesting that. No cooking? I need metal to cook. Well, I mean, that's not true. I could use a fire as well. Alright. Let's see. Wasn't even a loss on the Aussies part, they just weren't expected to, yeah. Yeah, no, the idea is they were trying to cut back the emu population a great deal, and they didn't quite accomplish what they wanted to do. Like, they knocked out a bunch of them, but, you know, the emu population was still a problem. Because I'm trying to remember, I think it was there, like, being a plague on the farms or something like that. Hey, CK Hawk, how's it going? And thank you for everyone who's showing up. I've been curious, like, when I got back from vacation, how it would be. Because, like, usually it is a thing that you'll have a dip in viewership anytime you take time off. And, like, that was, I think it was after I hit partner, I had taken about a week off and all that. Did I eat any Vegemite while I was down under? No, that's Australia. I was in New Zealand. I've had Vegemite before. Like, if you actually look at the map, like, for those of us, a lot of us in the US, when we think of New Zealand, we think, like, Australia, and it feels like New Zealand's, like, right there. But if you actually look at the map, it's like, there's Australia, and New Zealand's, like, over there. It's kind of like, you know, Hawaii's nowhere near... I mean, it's not to extreme of Hawaii to the US, but, like, Hawaii is just way the heck out there. It's the same thing. The one thing, so I actually really enjoyed most of the food I had in New Zealand. Like, we got what's called a kiwi burger, which is a thing they do that it's a burger, but it also has egg and beets. I didn't have it myself because I have the thing with my taste buds where beets takes like eating a fistful of sod. But yeah. New Zealand is on the bleeding edge of time zones. Yes, it is. Ask any Australian, they'll tell you New Zealand isn't real. I've heard the whole conspiracy thing about New Zealand not being real. That's actually just like in Hollywood somewhere or something like that. But yeah, so Toom got the kiwi burger and she really liked that, which, like I said, it's basically like a pretty normal burger, but it's got egg and it's got beetroot on it is the big things. There was in Auckland specifically, like I said, every Asian culture you can come up with was very, very heavily represented. Like, we laughed that they had, like, is like every other block that have almost like a shopping center inside the bottom of the buildings, which I thought was pretty cool. But, like, there was Thai people walking right there. There was, like, Thai food, Japanese food, Chinese food, Indian food, Korean food. Like, we got to have a whole bunch of pho and ramen and all sorts of fun things. I actually really liked that part. Like, I very much enjoyed the food there. The one thing I will ding people for in New Zealand is we found a Mexican restaurant, and it is a thing in the US at least that, you know, people argue where the line in the sand is, but they'll say once you go north of name place, you can't find any good Mexican food. And usually it's like wherever that person's from, they'll say you can't go north of that. So you get like, oh, you can't go north of Texas. Oh, you can't go north of this. And there's a certain truth of it that you do go up north far enough, and usually Mexican food's a little bit on the disappointing side. Like, I remember going to Salt Lake City, Utah for work way back, and the guy was like, no, you can get good Mexican food here. I'll take you to the best Mexican food place here in Salt Lake City. It is wonderful. And I went and it was some of the blandest food I ever had, and I was like, you didn't want to be like, yeah, this is actually pretty terrible, man. It's like, I'm not gonna be knocking you, but all you've done is farther establish the fact that you can't find good Mexican food when you go too far north. Alright, so we need a name for the faction, which right now, the faction just is around spreading its own religion. I do think, if we're able to later, I might go transhumanist, depending on how the random research goes for us. If not, I don't know what we'll figure something out. And we are living on this tiny little sandbar in the ocean, so... But, it's true you can't go north of Texas. Well, fortunately, I'm in Florida, and that's south of Texas. And we do have good Mexican food here. But I found a Mexican restaurant.
Thank you, Noaplo, for subscribing for 11 months. Ooh, long time no see.
Thank you, Noaplo, for the tier 1 sub. That's 11 months you've been subbed to the channel. I really do appreciate, like, all the support and all that coming back in. So thank you so much. It really does help. Especially after you've been a while and, like, you second guess, like, have I killed my channel? Creator brain that just, every time you do any change on your channel as a content creator, you immediately assume you've destroyed everything. But thank you so much for that continued support. Alright. Oh wow, it's 1,000 miles away. Yeah, it is. New Zealand is way far away. Like, you get down there and you have the map center, and it's like, oh, we're on our own out here, aren't we? All right. So let's see. Like, does Island Boys have some second reference I'm not knowing? Oh, you stress? I was just in the mountains for a while with work. Oh yeah, no, I was gone for 9-10 days. For vacation in New Zealand. But yeah, no, it's but I went to get Mexican food in New Zealand, and we changed our mind when every single item on the menu had mayonnaise on it. And I'm like, I don't like mayonnaise personally, but like I don't have a big problem with it. But if you're going to call something Mexican food and you're going to put mayonnaise on it, hold up, park the brakes, I'm out. No, I'm sorry. No. Hard pass. No. And we're not talking something like Mexican food inspired, some like Tex-Mex burger that's got mayonnaise. Like, okay, you're already out in the weeds, that's fine. Yeah, you won't find a single mayo packet in a proper Mexican restaurant. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, it's like, you know what? I might give Salt Lake City that. If we're saying authentic Mexican food, if you're putting mayonnaise on your food, the bland junk I got in Salt Lake City would be more authentic, and that's very insulting to any type of authentic Mexican food. Yeah, sour cream you might find as a maybe. That's usually more Tex-Mex than actual Mex, but you know, that's fine. But it was literally when I saw it's like, wait a second, I can't get anything without mayo at a Mexican restaurant. It's like, I'm sorry, I'm out. We're not eating here. I can't do this. It's like this is gonna be too upsetting for me. Alright. So we had the Island Boys as the only suggested head. How'd you guys leave? Just sneak out? Well, it was like a fast casual kind of thing. So like where you walk up, you order, you get your food, take it back to table. We just didn't order, so we just left. Don't name it that. Yeah, that's the thing. Is like I feel like that had a second reference and everything. I'm like, yeah, Pawn Lake City. Strider Town, Emutopia, River City. It's like, oh, this is the faction name. All right. Papa Town, Ritzig, New Duffington, Emu Nation Station, Rivet City. That's from something. Smurfville. I keep mentally going for stuff like, this was a terrible idea. Oh, absolutely. Mount Hope. I appreciate the, I appreciate that. For stuff that is named, like, you know, where you go into, like, the middle of Arizona, like, in the middle of the desert, and they'll be like Paradise Bay or something, and you're like, where's the water? But, you know, this being the opposite. Alright, and the faction name. I need to just have, like, default ones I use when I don't know. Because I get trapped in this poor naming screen for, like, 10-15 minutes. You have a nowhere here in Arizona? Yeah, my favorite is if you ever go to the far northwest, like Washington, there's a random bun. Yeah, but the random bun is just like kinship with whatever. I mean, they're not bad names. I've certainly done it before. But yeah, if you go to like northwest US, like in the Washington, Oregon area, there is there's a bunch of places like Lament Valley and all those things. Good luck trying to pronounce some of the names. Yeah, but there's a whole bunch of them up there. They're like, you know, Lament Valley, Despair Canyon, this kind of stuff. And it was like when the explorers were coming across that they had this whole plan. It was going to take them like a month to go all the way to like the west coast and back because they didn't know how far it went yet. And they kept being, finding more and more and more and more land. And they were getting very frustrated and disheartened towards the end of it. Fuel all up? I don't even know. Confederacy of the Tree. Mai Tai cocktail. I'm trying to no, we're not doing Agent Orange. That's messed up. My mind is going for something on the beach end of things, because they are effectively living on a beach. Let's see. Baywatch Boys. Orange Lagoon. Well, the Orange Lagoon would probably be the location. Arizona beachfront. Well, that's the thing. We actually are beachfront. We're the 90% of the map is ocean. Or surf or something. Wave catchers. I don't know. Margarita lounge chairs. No, salt life. Oh, we have to do this terribly for. Excellent. Salt life for life, but all horribly misspelled. And differently misspelled. That's how you know it's absolutely excellent. When all of it's not spelled right, but differently so. Mount Hope? Yep. I think Burning Sun suggested that one. Your name, dude. We're gonna go ahead and get ourselves some gnarly waves. Have you ever been, stuck in traffic? Man. It's as the kiddos say, it's totally rad. Alright. Let's see. Strawberries here. Catch some waves over at Mount Hope. Alright, smoke leaf there. Psycho plant there. And we'll stop there. Is this permanent summer? Yes. Dirty cook. I mean, it's outside. I guess it is. Okay, so the snow clear area will be what we use for signing cleaning. Well, the big concerns I have right now is the first and foremost concern is the only growing area is the edge of the map. Hey, Hippo, how's it going? Can I get a shout out for Hippo? How's it going? I hope your travels. I'm assuming you finished traveling back home now. For those who don't know Hippo, content creator that is absolutely fantastic. You should 100% tune in. Yeah, no, it's all good. Like my flight got delayed and everything, but yeah. Oh right, we have the if you enter the giveaway, that's to have our last character Conquer here, to have your name assigned to that person. They're probably going to be our cook. They're a gourmand who is a body modder. But yeah, no, it's I was trying. I had noticed that Hippo was, was over here in Central Florida while I was trying to travel back from New Zealand. It's like, hey, do you want to meet up? Because like I haven't gotten to meet Hippo in person yet, and we've interacted a number of times. Just unfortunate with all like the delays with my flight, it just didn't happen. Yeah, I didn't end up getting in till pretty late last night because my flight got delayed yesterday too for like 3 hours. So if we had planned anything, it would have gotten scrapped anyways, unfortunately. But yeah, if you do end up in Florida again, let me know. But yeah. But regardless, I'll see you at TwitchCon. Because for those who haven't caught, I will be at TwitchCon Vegas. How do you live here? Miserably. I hate the weather here. I absolutely hate the weather here. If it wasn't for the fact that my wife has a really good job here, that in her profession, there's only, like, in the US, like, 4-ish places she can work that wouldn't be a huge career step back, I wouldn't be here. When me and Toom actually met, I was trying to move out west towards Oregon, Washington area, in fact. It's just, I happened to meet her before I landed the job I was going at, like, landed a job I was specifically looking into. But yeah, Darkstrider is actually, like, right on the money, is you stay indoors. There's the fall and the winter, it's lovely outside, I would highly recommend. And then there's the rest of the year where we shelter indoors. Like, it's to the point if you do not have air conditioning in the state of Florida, they'll often say your house is, what's the word, where they say you can't have people living there. You didn't go out till it rained after sundown? Yeah. I mean, you're at the worst time of year so far as heat. Not condemned. Condemned is different. Condemned means no one's allowed in there, period. This is not fit for human... Yeah, not habitable. Yes, not habitable. So, like, you can't live in a grocery store. It's considered it's not habitable. But it's not condemned. But if you don't have AC, they'll consider a house not habitable. There is a fall and a winter. Fall was Tuesday, and winter is Tuesday night, yeah. Yeah, the joke is we have 2 seasons here. We have hot and muggy. The reality is our late fall and winter are actually fairly nice. Like, the weather in Florida in winter is actually beautiful. Because of the nice, mild temperature. But the summer... People who travel here in the summer because kids and all that. Oh my god, in Orlando with a heat index of 106. Alright, so we have our first raid of Man with Club on the top right. Yeah, I think the highest I've seen for the heat index here is like 116. With a humidity of like 72% or something like that. And you walk outside, like, you don't move. You literally walk outside, and within seconds, you're just drenched in sweat. Like, in the shade, drenched in sweat. Then why do when you go down there in the winter, it's 40s and 50s? That's a mild winter. I think Darkstrider has food poisoning. I think Michigander has food poisoning. Yep. just gonna go ahead and do this. Take your clothes. I see now why a lot of people in Florida were mean during the day. Yeah, I saw that mention, like, yeah, that definitely contributes. Like, just anyone who has to be outside for any real length of time is not having a good time. The report says humidity equals yes, and a chance of thunderstorm equals yes. Oh, yeah. It used to be a thing here in Florida. That's like, when people were still in the whole climate change denying nonsense, that it's like, I can measure that stuff has changed here in Florida. Because it used to be almost to the point you could set your watch that every single day around 2 p.m. during the summer, you'd have your torrential downpour, and by about 4:30 it would end. And that, as time went on, slowly moved farther and farther out to like 3:30 or so. And like, I can, you know, like literally see the change that it's happened over time. All right, so let's go ahead and do the giveaway draw. And so the last character we have is going to Rongor. Like, it was creepy how absolutely on point it was. The dumping stockpile up here. Clear, critical, corpses. Do not allow colonists, but do allow human corpses. And then go here. Do not allow corpses other than colonists. Rigged. I love how Alpin's yelling rigged when Alpin was the one who got the first person. The first character, whatever you want to say. Alright, our rice is right about to get up. The moment the rice is up, we'll be in good order. So I'm definitely going to need to have a shipwreck show up sooner or later. Let's check our map for a trade caravan. What do we even have for trade caravan options? Should have moved my map around a whole bunch. Now I don't know where we live. It's down here. Yeah, there's us. That's a hostile faction. We have a neutral faction way to the south past a bunch of pollution. That's how you know it's rigged. Oh, that's fair. Alright. So yeah, it looks like they'll buy food and everything. Alright, that's fair. This would be a real rough one to start with. The whole complete lack of metal is going to be a problem. So it's we're actually going to cancel that. And we're just going to work on that table. Alright. Well, at least the emu came back. Nope, it's an ostrich. It's a pretend emu. Now you need architect, arms, legs, and all that. Yep. Burb is burb. Fair. Oh yeah, no, we'll, once we get the stuff to start doing that, we'll definitely get going in that direction. Alright. So I think we just start building our base, like, out on the water. Because unfortunately, that's all the terrain I cannot use, all that red up there, and down here, and over here. Why can't I use this? That's deep ocean? That's deep ocean? Come on. Emus are ostriches from wish.com. Alright. Okay, so I guess the first thing we do is we will make ourselves a storage room over here somewhere, and we will make ourselves a dining room kind of thing. 2, 3. I want to kind of build it out into the water to use the fact that the water is terrain you get slowed on as part of my defense. I'm trying to remember. Make the storage room line up with the edges of that. I always forget how big you want the storage room and whatnot. You think it's a 9x9? The, oh, for the storage room? Here. Orders, plan. That does not feel big enough? I could be wrong. It's one of those things I wish you could tell right from the beginning. It's like, this is how big this needs to be. It's fine. Alright, so. Okay. You're saying you want pre-made blueprints? Not pre-made blueprints. Like, I want to do so, like, make the round rooms and all that. It's just, I wish I could go here and say, I would like, you know, this, let's say this is the beacon, which is what you're trying to set your side. I want to be able to, like, drop that and go, this is the area I know I want my storage in. I mean, not that I'd have a problem if they had prefab buildings. Like Prison Architect does, I think it works out well. Okay. Because that'll give them something to do with this material. Yeah, for a blueprint around that. Yeah, I still want to be able to like choose like what the... I mean, what already have that blueprint idea with monuments? Yeah. Like, as long as I got to choose what I made the walls on and everything, I wouldn't have a problem with that. Because I do like making the bases where we have, like, kind of unusually shaped rooms, that kind of thing. So this will be our break room. Think you're running out of food? We are. This rice should be just... The rice is literally ready to harvest, so don't do that. Or that. Why are we not growing stuff? Alpin's on it. Because Alpin is literally pulling up the crops now. Why not make a back door to this room? Oh, we'll probably do that eventually. Right now, these are just a temporary thing. But I can see building like the base just out here on the water, like having like some tropical paradise of a base kind of thing. It's gonna take forever to build as is because they have to build a bridge for every single block before they can put the building on top of it. All right, so you're not. We're gonna deprioritize some stuff on you. That way you put a little bit more priority in growing stuff. The potatoes are coming along. Can't plant trees yet either. I don't think so. I also have the random research as well. Do I have fiber corn? I don't have fiber corn. Oh, I don't have a we're out of characters to name. I won't bring up another poll until you cotton? I have cotton. Here, got a big cotton area. Yeah, I've got all the plants worth growing here at the moment already planted. The pin is still up? Oh, gotcha. And then thanks for that, Eonek. I thought it was too. Let me double check. Maybe it wouldn't surprise me if I accidentally overlooked it. It's not up here. This is all our edible stuff. Yep, no. Oh, no, it is up there. There's a scroll up, for the record. Right, you're hiding in your room, that's probably fine. Why grow fiber corn when we can just chop? So it's a renewable thing, because I could go through here and cut down the trees, but they take a while to grow back sometimes. Like, they will grow back, it just takes a while. Did you one-tap it? Dang. Don't mess with Rongor. That was Rongor, right? Looks like it was actually Illicit. Illicit straight up went, go for the brain. Instantly took it down. We should be fine pretty soon, because we'll get to the point where we're going to be pulling up these, and then we get that. An ostrich brain. Right, on top of that, not only hit, brain the animal, hit an animal that's known for having a teeny tiny brain so far as physical space. Because ostriches don't have big heads to begin with. With an arrow, that's not reliable. That's just how hardcore they are. They aim by sense of smell. It's called hunger. Starvation is quite the motivator. The Hunger Games, the movie is improved by a bunch of kids. Big birds. Need the sugarcane mod. It adds some spices and bamboo, or at least used to 7 years ago when I played this. Oh, I'm sure there's lots. I mean, part of the fun is the challenge of dealing with creating, you know, a run that's got these kind of environmental challenges. No. Cassandra! Why? These cut all blight is in. I've found it can be gimmicky on whether or not it works. I have a mod though that makes it work more reliably though. Oh yeah. Like it's when it spreads that usually it kind of falls apart where it doesn't detect well or anymore. Okay, so it looks like the blight got handled nice and quickly because I got a whole bunch of people who are actually good at playing cut. Let's see, you really miss the mod that lets you start everything without saying the last one. Yep, I have it. That's this one over here. I have it set to anywhere I've got assigned as a snow zone. Then I go like clear snow. All these red areas they'll clean up. I know there's apparently another mod that they'll automatically clear anything that's home and indoors. As in it has to be both. Alright, who's our most social person? 5. That's not great. Alright, so take her busted up wooden clubs for almost no money. That's fine. I was hoping they had metal. So you get a Sightcaster mod that overhauls everything, which I suggest you try. I probably won't end up trying it, to be just being open and honest. I generally, these RimWorld runs I've been doing lately are more than I typically like to mod my runs. Like I keep genuinely between runs saying I want to get rid of a bunch of the mods. I just don't like modding my games very much. It's just my personal tastes. And usually the mods, most of the ones that I get suggested are pretty big overhauls, which are like the most likely ones I'm to not do. Face hair is gone? Oh, you shaved. Cool. Alright, so I've got this. This will be our storage room. Quality of life. Yeah, I'm kind of the same. Generally speaking, normally I'll do just quality of life kind of mods. But, for the runs I've been doing recently, I grabbed a bunch of mods that, you know, had been suggested by viewers and other content creators and all that. I began to go, I like a bunch of them, but there are a bunch of them that I'm also like, I'd rather get rid of that mod, that kind of thing. Okay. So I've got our dining room. We're starting to build a storage room. People are getting hungry. The Warhammer... Oh, I've seen the Warhammer 40k mods. Yeah. Like I said, that's just generally not my thing. Like, I got no objection to people who play that way or anything like that. I'm not like, no, you're ruining the authenticity of the experience. How dare you damage the balance of the game? It's nothing like that. It's just... I tend to prefer to play games... the way I go is, like, as the developers intended it. Nice, Strider. Let's see, imagine the Eldar coming over and using a heat lance to completely delete your character. Just gone. Because it does so much damage. Yeah. I mean, you can have that happen in RimWorld Vanilla. The triple rocket. There's a lot of times I've had pawns' bodies destroyed by the triple rocket where it's like, well, I'm really not bringing that back. Right, they did intend mods, though. But that's the thing. Like... mods can do literally anything. There's going to be stuff in line with what they want the game experience to be, and there's going to be stuff that's not in line with it, and that's fine. Like, they want you to have that customization, that ability. So it's like, that's absolutely fine. But that doesn't mean the specific mods are what they had in mind to be the, you know, the experience of the game. So much as being adaptable to allow you to have more experiences. Like, again, no judgment at all whatsoever that people mod. Like, games are designed to be modded for a reason. Pretty hilarious to have 20 IG hunkering down from orc raids. Yep. Hey, Bongspill, how's it going? Right, I can't make shelves or anything like that yet. So... we're going to really be struggling until either we get a shipwreck that gives us some steel, or one of these trade for caravans come through and gets us some steel, or I can manage to get enough resources to run to go get steel trading-wise. Most likely we might be eating the dogs. Actually, no, we won't. Who is our growing person? Yeah, no, there's some people who do the Warhammer 40k runs once in a while. Ziggy D used to do that decent amount when he plays RimWorld. He'll do a bunch of the modded run kind of stuff. Let that go for a little bit. Ha ha ha. No. Haha. No. No. That is what I'm not dealing with. I mean, they're a hard worker. They're not a bad pawn, but the problem is they have paralytic abasia, so they're gonna do nothing to help. They do have some Lucy. It's also a type that tends to attack. Yeah, that's what I was saying. We might not even get to use this pawn. So what's going to happen to this one is we're going to strip them from their... You know what? We're not going to bother with that. Your clothes are trash. No need to get the faction upset about it. Nope. Lucy is a lifelong commitment. And I do not believe Lucy will get rid of the paralytic abrasia either. Huh. Cassandra's like, don't worry, we'll give you an extra character. How would you like someone who has an addiction you can never cure? You finished the resort playthrough? Oh no, we died. That was a while back. And then the only reason we hadn't started a new run since then is I was going on vacation. So we just kind of waited. How did that one go? I remember it was one of those ones that, like, it went... You didn't die, you got evicted. Can't cure and can't get anymore. Yep. Oh, right. We had a caravan thing I had to do, so I sent a decent enough team to go do the fight for the caravan. And then while my people were caravanned, we got a raid of, like, against, like, 5 people who could fight, we had a raid of something like 15, 20 people show up with guns and everything. So we were going for a whole tile build one again, and then I found, like, this weird map, and I'm like, alright, let's try this map. So I think this map has made it so the whole tile build thing, we're gonna see what we could do with it. But the fact that that's all deep ocean kinda limits that. But I think it's honestly just doing this tile at the moment. Because my only farmable terrain is these 3 patches right by the edge of the map. We also have random research turned on. Unfortunately, because there's literally not a single block of metal, like metal or a block of ore on the entire map, I can't even build the research bench. There is a group we could trade with that's not super duper far away, but until my food is secure, I can't caravan away to it. Once we get some food set up, we'll start trying to send a caravan to see if I can't trade for a little bit of steel to bring back. Because I need to get that research bench doing something. Like, this'll be a map that we'll want to have multiple research benches going. So we can hopefully get some moisture pumps as well as a whole lot of things we're gonna need. Okay, sorry about that. Alright, so we got another room built, so now, zone, stockpile. Then delete that stockpile. Okay. You hate that the Ripoidi command doesn't work? Yeah, I don't know what happened. Like I said, it could be whoever took the initial clip deleted it. Actually, I think the clip... I believe that clip still exists. I don't know what happened with it. I know occasionally Twitch ends up losing people's clips and all that kind of stuff does happen. Like, it's the first time I've had, like, evidence of that kind of thing happening personally, but still. Alright. I don't know if they'll always take it, but there's a pretty good chance they will prefer it. Which I am hoping to take advantage of that. Oh, and we do have the hospitality mod still going. So we can make ourselves some bungalows up here. Yeah, I'll do 4 of these to start. Yeah, start with the 4 there. I'll also end up needing a ritual room. Alright, so you're gonna be our moral guide because literally you're the only one who has any amount of social. It's terrible, but it is the most we have, so social, assign role, moral guide, yes. Let's see, so if you have the hospitality mod, you can make a tropical resort for visitors, and I think you can also run a restaurant for them. But I think that might be another mod that is made to work alongside it. So you can, it's not a restaurant I could do, but I can make a shop that I could sell food. But it's not like a restaurant, like people come in, they put in an order or anything like that. There's probably mods, because I know there's a bunch of mods for a whole bunch of things. You're waiting for a gambling mod where you can host a casino and make fall gambling dens. I think there is for hospitality. I think there is a separate like casino mod. A mod where you can build on ocean would be cool for like Megafort. Yeah, I'm trying to remember with deep ocean. I don't think like I think the shallow ocean I think you can moisture pump it away, but deep ocean I think is like you can never do anything about it. Let's go production, crafting spot, do this. All right. Tribe aware, do until you have one of those. Alright, is there anything else I want to make here? Smash Mechanoid, do forever. Smoke Leaf. And have one at least 60%. And one of at least normal quality and at least 60%. Okay. Let's see. You can also use the terraform mod where you can simply reshape the ground as needed for the cost materials. Yeah. I mean, already with this, out of wood already, it would appear so. So I can go over here though and I can say chop wood. There we go. I can also go here and say harvest. Okay. You need a lot of fiber corn before too long? You're probably not wrong. I mean, the amount of trees I just marked are an absolutely absurd amount of trees to cut down. I'm trying to avoid going and planting like a field of fiber corn way over here, just because of how long it'll be them running back and forth. It'll probably end up happening. I'm just trying to avoid it. Let's take a look at our rituals real fast and see if there's anything you need to successfully do them. So that's a Sky Lantern party. That's nice and easy. Drums. Alright. Yeah, so I'm digging the whole beachside resort thing, like, doing that whole bit. That I think is gonna be a lot of fun. Can fire burn your bridge? Yes. It is wood. That's it. I think containing fire up here would be pretty easy. Because, like, say, for example, it's coming across the bridge, I just have to stop the fire at any segment of the bridge, and at least the rest of the base will be safe. So you don't need wood? What if you... But don't you need wood? What if you're cut off from the wood? Oh yeah, I mean, if I have like a raid damage things that... So like, I should be able to get the wood pretty easy. Like, even if this burns down, it'll keep coming back. It may not come back as fast as I need it kind of thing, but it will come back. Alright, so we got a couple meals left. The big challenge is eventually I'm going to need to make a freezer. And normally you want to make those out of stone, and considering there's no stone on this entire map until I get a drill, I'm just going to have to make up, you know, make do with it. And plus, also, if we look at our weight load, literally just the sandbar can, I believe the sand can carry heavy. Yeah, so like I can build on these little areas here, but the water I can't build anything heavy on. The red I can't build anything on at all. And then there's fine sand over here I can't build heavy on, but that's already close enough to the edge of the map, I don't care. I'm gonna put medium weight there. Yeah, no, this is shallow water. I don't think you can ever build on deep water. I'm pretty sure, like if I go to try and build a bridge, it won't let you ever build on there, and even with a moisture pump, I don't believe you can ever make the deep water. Hey, Brain Explodes, how's it going? Yeah, no, that's the thing. So all this deep water up here will never be usable. I'm also assuming that the medium depth water can never be made. Actually, I can bridge on the medium depth water. Yeah, all this deep water over here I can't ever use either. Bongs is saying it'd be cool to research deep water bridges. Yeah, have them have like either stone or metal cost plus the wood cost. The idea is you build like the support pylon on the bottom to then put the wood on top of. But, you know, still make it so they have the limit on how much they can carry kind of thing. All right. Did I enjoy XLCon? I did. I had a really good time at XLCon. I'm very excited for Path of Exile 2. I got to play the demo, and it was a good time. I am curious. There's going to be, I should suspect, there's probably going to be a lot of people who are into Path of Exile, who I think Path of Exile 2 will not be their jam. But at the same time, there's already so much we don't know about Path of Exile 2 and how it'll actually be when it releases that I don't think anyone can make an informed, like, this is how it will be when it drops. But for those who don't know what I'm talking about, Path of Exile is an action RPG. It's one of my all-time favorite games. It's like to the point, even though it's never good for me to stream it on the channel, every time League launch happens, I still stream it quite a bit. Didn't New World kind of basically rip off Path of Exile? No. Path of Exile is an action RPG like Diablo 2. New World is an MMORPG that you, like, there's like PvP aspects to it and you grind crafting story-wise. Well, I mean, Path of Exile's story is pretty... So I love Path of Exile. Path of Exile's story is like sitting down with your kid and going, "Hey kid, write a story." Well, first, there was a man and he was mean and he said you had to go away. And then you went back and you beat him up. And then really like he was being manipulated by this bad person, this demon. And then you beat him up, but he's so strong. So then you kill literal gods and you win. And then there was bigger gods, and then there was dimensional gods. Yeah, you don't play Path of Exile for the cutting edge story. Now, granted, like the lore in the world is fun, but like the main story is like it's okay. It's serviceable. It's an action RPG. There's not many action RPGs that the stories are actually pretty strong. You get trapped in an island, but the island was evil. No. That's not Path of Exile's story at all. Like, Path of Exile's story is there's a radical religious group called the Templar. What ends up happening is there is a statue containing... I can't remember if he's the god of hunger. He's the insatiable god or whatever. But, it's a statue, and it ends up slowly corrupting this religious group. And it's kind of, they get into the end justifies the means. They do all sorts of like messed up corruption, and they're experimenting with all sorts of not okay stuff and whatnot. But it's not an island. There's a whole world. They do kick you to an island Ray class, but it's not that Ray class is like this corrupting thing. It's that destroy the Templar, Assassin's Creed intensifies. Yeah. But no, the story between Path of Exile and New World isn't meaningfully copied. I mean, that said, islands with corrupting forces on it, like, man, there's not enough paper in the world to list the number of games that have that as their theme. Yeah, I haven't played since Blood World Temple, where everything was blood and the statues were naked golden chicks. What? I mean, don't get me wrong, like, Path of Exile has, like, statues that are, like, Roman-style statues, so they do have naked forms and everything. I mean, granted, it's, like, so tiny you can't see anything. Basically, it's, like, 4th chapter. If you're talking about New World, I have no idea. I played New World for a little while, and then it was like, okay, like, this is just way too grindy for me. Like, the level of grind here is just way, way more than I can do. PoE? Oh, you mean Act 4? Okay. When you went to temple or some citadel that's full of pools of blood and golden statues? Yeah. No, I know what you're talking about. That is the Lunaris Temple in Act 4 with Piety. That's the end part of it. They have 2,600 hours of Path of Exile. I couldn't tell you a single thing about the story. And that is pretty typical. Alright, never mind. Because that was one of my ranged people who was just like, nope, I'm gonna go hide in my room. I'm still gonna fight it. I was like, I'm not gonna fight, and then like, no. I do need to still fight it while I can get him in the water where he's slow. Yeah, no, it's Path of Exile would be what I would argue is a more of a Diablo 2 successor than Diablo 3 or Diablo 4. And that's just Diablo 3 and Diablo 4 kind of changed the format of the game significantly. They did a lot of simplification of the way builds and all that work to make it more like I don't want to say accessible. That's not, I mean, it does. Oh my god, please. Rongor, you need to keep running, buddy. Alright, never mind. It worked out because Rongor managed to avoid the hit and then turned around and finished the job. Oh. Yayo. Nah, it's fine. We'll bring it back. Alright. Guess we get 3 and 4 rain back the field. Yeah, I wouldn't say they rained back the feel. I mean, maybe. It's just the build complexity you could do in 3 was made far, far shallower, especially early on. Where it's like, here's your like 5-6 abilities. You can only choose between these kind of things. You can just like nuance changes to those abilities. And then 4, I haven't had a chance to check out 4 on any real level. Most of what I've heard from people is that like 4, the end game is lacking, which is not surprised. That's a pretty typical problem that you run into with almost any action RPG when it first comes out. Is you get to the end game and it's kind of dead. You played Path of Exile 2? It's Diablo 4 design. Diablo 2, nothing was balanced. Oh, yeah. Well, back then, you didn't worry about balance so much because you're playing an action RPG that multiplayer was an option, but generally speaking, you know, most people were playing kind of solo or with friends, so you didn't have to care about, is this skill balanced with that skill? I want to be able to choose cotton there. Or cloth or whatever. But you get the cloth soon. Yeah, it's actually one of the reasons why I like a lot when it comes to action RPGs that, you know, there's a bunch of them that have been like solo games or multiplayer is an option, but, you know, not kind of the point or whatever. That I've been appreciating a lot of those because then they don't have to care that much about balance. Like, they just kind of have to make all the skills viable, and then if something's like way out of tune that, you know, you choose that skill or you feel bad kind of things of unbalanced, they'll rein that in, but otherwise they don't care if, like, this skill is, you know, 15% overperforming the other skill or whatever. Because I honestly don't play much of the way of the action RPGs as multiplayer games. Like, I don't care about trade, I don't care about that kind of stuff. For me, it's, you know, kill monster, get item that makes me stronger to kill better monster to get better item. It's that feedback loop that I really enjoy with action RPGs. Like, I was enjoying Last Epoch a whole lot, but that was another one that suffered from, you got to the end game and you're just like, okay. I didn't get into it enough. Like, it seemed like it's good. Last Epochs are the ones that I think will, like, if they keep iterating on it, it'll end up in a really good spot as time goes on. Yeah, so you're saying Path of Exile 2 and Diablo 4 are the same... Well, so, like, maybe in the way builds and all that go. Because that's the things I think will be a big adjustment for people who are playing Path of Exile now versus Path of Exile 2 is Path of Exile 2 gives you dodge roll. You have to use it. Realistically, you have to use it. Which does mean there's that certain amount of reaction using the dodge roll. Path of Exile 2, they do a lot of stuff where you do X to build up Y, to use Y for Z, to like have you not have like a damage rotation, like it's not that prescriptive. But that there are things you want to do to set up stronger attacks kind of thing, versus Path of Exile right now as we know it, you would never do that. Oh, is this no research? Alright, well, we might die. And there's nothing I can do about it, because there's nowhere I can take them to cool off. Oh, there's no iframes, Zidian, in your dodge roll. There's no iframes in the dodge roll. It's physically a thing to get you moving faster. Like, if you get hit while you're dodging, you still take damage. They have a lot of projectiles would miss while you're rolling, but stuff like stomps and ground effects and all that still damage you. So it's kind of... Let's see. You got a job, very popular Indian restaurant. Their flatbread recipe is legendary. They have to keep it the closely guarded secret, though it's assigned as a non-disclosure agreement. Yeah. I didn't notice that being that big a deal, but I mean, if it's not your jam, it's not your jam. I do think it will be a thing that there, like I said, I do think there are going to be people who like Path of Exile 1 who Path of Exile 2 is just not what they're looking for. And I think that's totally fair. So like with Diablo 2, you had the Hammered In that would blow up your head for retrieval. Yeah. You always hate skill resource generation in all classes. You don't need to put a resource for every... Yeah, so it's not like that, Secret Scroll. It's not like you hit the enemy, you build up combo points to then do the next thing and you burn the combo points. It's more like you hit them with this attack, and that attack lowers their defense, so you hit them with that a couple of times and you switch to your hard-hitting attack. To like do your real damage. Or they have certain ones like Path of Exile has charges that give you extra damage and whatnot. Where a lot of builds in Path of Exile, it's you build up your charges and you have them and you're just like that kind of thing. In this one, they'll have it where you can build those up and then spend them for one big hard hit kind of thing, which would work like what you're talking about. But that's only some of the characters have that kind of stuff. And I did say, like, specifically on that, you know, you could still have perfectly strong builds and all that that wouldn't have those kind of mechanics. But they're doing more with that. They also got away from reserving your mana and health for buffs, like in Path of Exile 1, where everyone's running around with, like, no mana at all times, to having a separate stat to do that. That way they could have spells that, like, you have the spell that costs a bajillion mana, but hits like a truck. Or you can have your spell you can sustain hitting stuff with, that you'll keep up your mana. Basically, to make mana an actual resource versus you reserve a whole bunch of that and get just enough of, like, reduced cost or mana efficiency or whatever to never have to worry about it. 1 hit point, 5 million shield builds. Yep. Have metal. That's what I need out of you, is I need you to have metal. We are completely stuck in the water, but Tish, until we get metal so I can do research. You have components but no metal. You want to buy literally nothing from me. But yeah, no, I think it'll be good. I think what'll ultimately happen is you'll have probably 3 different sets of players playing Path of Exile. You'll have the players who, they don't like Path of Exile 2's new format, and they just keep playing Path of Exile 1. Cool. GGG did say that they were going to support Path of Exile 1 as they have been now. Just going forward, like, no changes. You're gonna have people who they get into Path of Exile 2, they like the changes to the format, and they just play Path of Exile 2. And I think you'd have a decent number of them as well. I think the bulk of people, as far as, like, largest group of players, is they'll probably pay, when the new Path of Exile League 2 drops, they'll play that for the 1.5, 2 months, however long they typically play. And then, you know, League's done. And then the Path of Exile 1 League is supposed to drop off staggered, so it goes Path of Exile 2 League, 1.5, 2 months, Path of Exile 1 League, month passes, Path of Exile 2 League. You get the idea. That there will be people following whatever is the latest league to drop. No items to buy or deconstruct. No, so I didn't see anything I could buy and deconstruct off them. Because these had mostly, like, exotic stuff. I think we're just going to die of heat stroke because it's 121 degrees outside right now in our map. And that's... like, there's no heat wave. That's just the temperature that's here. Yeah, so we might literally game over by the fact that I don't have passive coolers. I don't have passive coolers. We're doing random research, so I don't have it. Why is it so stupidly hot? I don't know. I'm guessing it's just the nature of this style map. I'm kind of thinking if we do die in this one, cowboy hats, I don't have complex clothing. We literally haven't been able to do any research because there's no metal on this map to speak of, so I can't build my research bench. That's complex clothing. So I can't make shade cones. Like, basically, there's literally nothing I could do right now to alleviate heat at all. Like, there's no mountain to dig into. So we either make it through this or we don't. I'm guessing it'll probably be we don't. What's the starting point of heat stroke? I thought it was a little under 100. Like upper 80s, lower 90s is what I thought it was. It's here. I mean, it says it's up to 109. Maybe that person's a little bit hardier than normal. Oh, it's probably factoring in their clothing. Yeah, so this one's only 96. Let's see. Yeah, the base value is 78.8 degrees Fahrenheit. That once you get over that, and then when you start getting clothing, it gives you some mitigation. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. I would make another anything you can. I do have a thing making my tribal clothes here, but literally all I can make is the tribal wear, veils, war masks, and that's my clothing options I can make right now. The cotton should be grown pretty soon here, but I literally have a boom rat on my map as my only animal right now. I can start taming because our food is starting to get sorted. Follow me, follow me, follow me. Please hit it. Please hit it. Please hit it. Okay. All right. Well, that wasn't exactly smooth, but all right. So it is probably a good thing that we have our cooking outside the room there. All right, and Michigander's our doctor. All right, well, so good news is people are managing to struggle past. Yep, nope, that's complex furniture. That's the reason I haven't been building the sleeping bags or anything yet, is I need the cotton to realistically get that going either. Like, the fact that I have no steel on the map entirely is absolutely killing us. Because I can't build the research bench. Is slab 4 pegs? Whoa, slab? I don't understand. What's a slab? We don't have that forbidden technology here. That sounds like witchcraft. I can't build an art bench. I can't build our stove. So of these production things, I could build the wooden butcher table. All the rest of these require metal. Well, steel. I was waiting for it to... I mean, I wouldn't be able to do it right now anyways because we'd die of heat stroke trying to caravan. Yeah, and so they're hostile over here. I do have a group I can trade with down here. But I need the temperature to be something I could actually survive walking through. So if you ever can, you can distract or attack. Yeah, no, I'm aware. There's nothing to attack or take apart or anything here. I mean, yeah, if I raid something, I can probably take apart a couple things to get a little bit of steel here and there. Yeah, you'll probably make it off the side of the map, all right. Temperature isn't a thing off the side map? Oh, that's not true at all, Luxray. I've died of hypothermia a number of times caravanning because I wasn't paying attention. Temperature is absolutely a thing off the side of the map. It's just stuff like heat wave and cold snap don't carry over off the side of the map. Which is usually the only time you run into problems is stuff like that. But yeah, no, temperature is absolutely a thing off the side of the map. Yep, now normally, like I said, it's only a problem with heat wave and cold snap. When you're in these early runs where you have just tribal clothes and all that, extreme temperatures can be a problem. Extreme hot or extreme cold. So like crossing a desert, you can get heat stroke if you don't have any clothes going on kind of thing. Toxic doesn't carry solar flare, yeah. Nope, it's always been that way. It's been that way since the very beginning before any DLC came out even. Like, that was always one of the risks when you started the ice sheet. Is, like, you couldn't just leave your tile and go to the next tile, you'd freeze to death trying to move more than, like, a tile or two. So if you had to start where there just wasn't any... You never had it happen? I've had it happen. Plenty of times. Like I said, it's usually only a problem when you're in areas with extreme temperatures. So, like, if we were to do this map, if I were doing stuff up here, I'd have to worry about hypothermia. I mean, honestly, well, I guess we're, like, right center map. But some of this area, which this is effectively giving me the temperature of, like, desert, the coastal dunes. The desert can be a problem as well. Usually, though, most of the time you're going through a desert, you're just crossing, like, this. That it doesn't have enough time to, you know, kill you from heat stroke before you're clear. You've had to shuffle your clothes off map because you forgot. Oh yeah, no, I've absolutely killed myself a couple of times where I went off map, realized I didn't have enough clothing. Like, the game will even give you a warning if you try and leave and your people don't have enough clothes. So a lot of times it'll be like, hey, just so you know, it's cold outside. But I've had situations where because of a cold snap killing all my plants, and I've had to caravan to try and get food, and I just couldn't survive the caravan because hypothermia. Is there traveling by boat? Nope. Does realistic population would spread from water sources trading and busing? Yeah, no, there's not. I believe the people who were on the planet, most of them ended up here from landing spaceships or crash landing on the planet. So it wouldn't have the natural population distribution you'd expect on, like, going from primitive technology up. Yep, that's what we're gonna have to do. Or once I secure enough food, I could caravan down. Because then once we're past, like, the worst part of the summer, then I should be able to caravan down safely. It's just while it's at maximum heat at, like, 100-something plus degrees, I need to not be caravanning. So why did you choose the map like this? Because it was weird. I saw a map like that's weird. Okay. Because we have a mod that gives us more biomes than you normally happen. And this is one of the weird biomes that it showed. So I'm like, all right. This is weird. Let's see what we can make with it. Yeah. We used the incredible in-depth thought process of that looked cool. Was our decision making. Alright, so cotton's almost grown. Once that happens, I'm gonna get some clothes, I'll be able to make some sleeping bag. But no metal hurts hard? Oh yeah, no metal or stone. Wow, there's a shape. Yep. But I enjoy challenge kind of stuff, so... Alright, everyone's all healed up. Get to Sonu's. There. I get some cleaning done. There's a mod you can set up mines to get resources constantly.
Thank you Flincher66 for subscribing for 1 month.
Thank you Flincher for the Prime Gaming sub. You'll get one of those a month and you used it here, so that means a whole heck of a lot. I really do appreciate that support. I do hope you enjoy your advertising previewing as well as access to the emotes. So thank you again for that support. Yeah, you don't actually even need a mod to do that. What you can do is on the technology when you get to the it's over here. Where are you at? Not the deep drilling. When you get deep drilling, you can get metal and all that kind of stuff. It's just locked behind tech. That does look cool. Build a Stonehenge on that formation. Right now, we're working on making bungalows. Yeah. I mean, it's cool if you want to do that. For me, that feels like I get... you know, a very powerful mechanic with very little investment. Which again, you know, however you play is fun, congratulations. You are playing correctly. But for me that would feel like it goes against the idea of the challenge of a map like this. The challenge of the map like this is not having access to that kind of stuff. Like to get it, you have to go through a bunch of hoops. Like it's supposed to be hard. Hey, Insane Spork. I had a good time. Oh yeah, no, I always like, I've beaten the game a number of times, so I give myself challenges. Now, granted, with the way the game works, I don't like doing the 500% like naked brutality kind of challenges anymore. I've done it. Just because you start to feel like you get forced to build your bases in certain ways. You know, building your kill box and all that kind. You ever try the ice sheet challenge? Yep, I've done ice sheet. I've also done, what was the other one? Was it like Frozen Sea or whatever? I've also done ice sheet where my character was not cool with cannibalism. Cannibalism still happened, they just weren't okay with it. Because it is the ice sheet challenge. No, it's not Tundra. Tundra is another biome, but that's not the one I'm talking about. When you look over on your ice caps, you've got sea ice and ice sheet. Sea ice is harder than ice sheet. See, like if we look at ice sheet, we got all these rocks and all that. You go to sea ice, and there is nothing. Oh, Tundra? Yeah, Tundra is one of the easier maps. Relatively speaking. I've done swamp, I've done jungle, I've done desert, I've done extreme desert. Let's see. You'll send one archer at me. The shield pack is the one and done. I mean, hyperweave is nice and all that, but I don't care about those. Ever try Lone Island? Is Lone Island a challenge where you just choose something like this, where there's no one on it, and you can't get off the island? I don't think I've done that one, if that's what that is. My assumption is all that would mean is you wouldn't get hardly any raids from other, like, tribesmen other than drop pot raids, and you just end up with lots of, like, hive and mechanator raids and all that. But it's one tile? Yeah, it just means no caravanning. That one... You still get tons of raids even on a single tile island? Yeah. Oh, they just show up like normal? Okay. So, I mean, I guess the only negative there is you can't trade with other groups or do any type of caravanning to speak of. I mean, honestly, it sounds like that'd be my preferred way of playing, because caravanning mechanics... I've said the one mechanic right now I would like to see them... If I was able to just grab Tynan and say, here's the deal, here's what your next DLC is. Your next DLC, I want you to completely just scrap what you have for caravanning, just get rid of the whole thing and try it again. Because I do not like the caravanning mechanic as it is right now. Yeah. But I'm not gonna get a ship mod. Like I could see the next DLC being like the mechanical DLC kind of thing. To introduce vehicles and like overhauling caravanning. So like have a complete rework of caravanning, but having vehicles to do it. And then the idea is the vehicles would cost you like components, advanced components. You'd have to have fuel for them, that kind of stuff. But they'd allow you to haul more and travel the map a little bit faster, kind of thing. Now, I know all the vehicle mods they show out there, they have, like, tanks with a giant gun on them and all that kind of thing. That's right, part of the mod? Yeah, no, I got you. I'm talking about, like, in vanilla, though. I'm talking about no mods, just straight up vanilla. I could see them add vehicles as, like, a DLC. Alright, so we're ready to start making more stuff happen. Do you have the fishing mod? No. Like, I do have a lot more mods than I normally would. But I don't have mods like fishing, I don't have like the run and gun, I don't have Warhammer 40k, I don't have Star Wars mods, I don't have anything like that. Like, honestly, food's not been that big an issue past the early game. The big thing is the total lack of steel. That's the big thing getting us right now. I still don't know why you stopped cooking entirely. Alright, come on. And no wildlife on the map to speak of. Just do that for right now. How'd you end up with no steel? There's no mountains, there's no anything. It's just the nature of this tile. That there's literally no steel or stone to speak of on this entire tile. Ship to the stars. Nope. Safe to build with wood on water then, I guess? I mean, it's okay. There is the danger of it catching fire and, like, wood burns really well. But because I'm not making it one giant structure, that the only thing connecting is these docks, as long as I can kind of hold the dock. Alright. Okay, who do we have who's our next best person at social? Alright, have metal for me, alright? But, I can basically kind of help block the fire from spreading too much. Because that's, you know, it can't burn the water, it has to work its way around. Okay. So we've got trace amounts of a bunch of different animal hides, so we'll get rid of those. I can't do anything with the dye, so we'll sell that as well. Get rid of the ruined clothing. Steel. Yes, all of it. Alright, is there anything else I want to buy? That'll do. I don't have money to buy other things. Alright. We can build our research bench. It begins. Alright, who is our construction person right now? Illicit. Forget what you're doing there. Build the research bench. Don't waste materials, okay? Strider, please. Alright, well, at least you got that done. Strider's busy being like, look, I want to be all crabby. Alright, start getting that all taken care of. Meanwhile, I can go in here and say furniture. We can start making the sleeping bags. So one of the things I'm like, okay, I should make a light so they can see, but the light, because I'd have to use a torch, makes heat, and we're already pushing our luck for heat stroke. So it's kind of like, well, great, I guess I get to research in the dark, because I can't afford them dying of heat stroke in there. We're just kind of dealing with that. Right, meanwhile, production. No wait on the fuel stove. Normally you do, but I have the no research. I didn't actually mean to have the no research turned on, but it is on. So I start with no research, and I have random research, so I can't tell them to research something specifically. They just research, and when it hits like 90 something, like what it does is the game randomly chooses what of the research is available and starts working on it, but it won't tell me what it is until it's like 95%. So secretly behind the scenes, it's already predetermined what it is. I just don't know yet. So yeah, like we're starting to research now, but nothing will show us progress happening. You will see this bar fill up here on the bottom, though, to show me how close I am to getting the next research. Oh. They gave us a packaged survival meal. Cool. Better hope it's passive coolers first. Yeah. Stone cutting is your guess? That would be the trolley one, because most runs I'm like, I need stone cutting. Where's my stone cutting? And I'll be like way over here before I finally get it. So in this case, stone cutting would be useless to me. Gamba. We can do a Gamba. Prediction. Start prediction. Okay. So we'll say stone cutting. Complex furniture. Complex clothing. Let's see. Basically, I have a whole bunch of useful things, and then other. Passive cooler. Pemmican. Something else. Okay. What will our research be? And we'll give 5 minutes on that, so start prediction. Alright, so there's a prediction. What do you think our first research will be? So we got a list of a whole bunch of stuff there. And just go ahead and put points into whatever you think the research will be. For the record, this is a low odds of guessing correct type prediction, because everything here is possible. So we could have electricity, drug production, and any of these. So I gave you 6 options, or the something else having the highest probability of being right, but the odds are still terrible. So we basically listed 5 useful things and then everything else. I'm had a pretty good day, and it's good to see you smoke your silver. Alright, so you're dazed. The jagged monkey. We'll have 2 man-hunting monkeys come after us. And you give us a gene pack for strong stomach, which I can just leave on the ground and just not get anything out of. We can get hyperweave, or we can get a tiny trace amount of plasteel. And some honor. So the problem is this resource I'm not going to get to use, so like it'll decay before we get to use it, so this means nothing. The uranium I can make. I might...
Thank you Moriarty for subscribing for 18 months. Welcome back. 1.5 years, it's party time.
Thank you for the T1 sub, Moriarty. That's a year and a half you've been subbed to the channel, so I really do appreciate that heckin' long support. I really do hope you're enjoying your advertising free viewing as well as access to the emotes, and welcome back. You know what, I don't care. I'm not gonna be able to use any of that anytime soon. If they had standings, I would have taken the standings, but they didn't give me that as an option. Yeah, so we do have prediction going up about which of the researches we're gonna get for a random research. If we start getting up here before the timer runs out on it, I will pause. I don't anticipate that being a problem because it only goes up while they're researching. Star Strider broke illicit NZ's left pinky. Really mean thing to do. Pretty uncalled for. But yeah, no, it's good to be back. Happy to see everyone like turning up and everything. That's always a good time. I do think at the halfway point in stream we will be switching to Let's School. We did play that on the channel before, way back like 2 or 3 Next Fests ago, and we had a bit of fun with this. This kind of this quirky game, like it's like a school tycoon game kind of thing. I know it dropped while I was gone, and I really enjoyed it. And when we played it, it was like super duper early version. So I'm curious. I think it still technically is early access, but I'm curious to see where it's at now, because there's been a bunch of games that we played in like the Next Fest thing that were at the time like really in a rough place because it was like that early of a version. That ended up being a lot better now. All right, so we got our better ranged weapon. But yeah, no, it's been good. Running out of wood again. I really don't want to go over here and do a giant field of, like, fiber corn. You think you're getting beer brewing? It'd be my luck. Especially since I wouldn't be able to build the brewing station or the casks. Because I won't... I mean, I actually have some metal now. Oh, we need to go to our assignments. No drugs because you're a teetotaler. Manage drug policy. Select policy. 1 per day if we get there. Keep 3 of those in your inventory. Alright. Yeah, we can leave it at that. So everyone else will get 1 per day. It does make me wonder if later on, if taking the, like, prevention medicine, if that upsets a teetotaler. Did the prediction disappear? It may have just run out of time, which is fine. But that's okay, because we're waiting for that research to... Like, once it announces what it is, then we'll, you know, go ahead and do that. Yep, as long as it's gone because it timed out, because I gave it 5 minutes to go, because I was worried if I made it 10 minutes, then, it'd be too long. That's fine. Go against Pemmican for the one guy who voted 10 on Pemmican. Yep. Hey, it's a chance. It's long odds. It's what? We have 12 possibilities. So it's a 1 in 12 chance of getting it right if you guessed any of the like the 5 individual ones. And then it's like, I think just better than a 50-50 chance to get the 6th one. Yeah, it's there. It's just that time. Cool, cool. All right. You can see the prediction in the channel points redeemed panel. Gotcha. Yeah, I don't have like Twitch itself up on my computer. I have OBS and like all of its windows plugged in. Oh, what am I doing? We have meat that is shown up in mass. Ooh, actually. Do you have trained ability? None. So I'd have to have a pen. Alright, we're gonna hunt them. I would like to train one later, but right now, like, making a pen would be very prohibitive for me, so I'm not going to bother. Yep. Okay, so we're just trying to get the wood we can. I'm gonna have to make a fiber cornfield. I don't want to. Because every time with the AI, I've had the bad luck. Like, I'll put a fiber corn field over here, and you'll see all my growers will go over here and just keep doing this while all these get overgrown and not harvested. I've had that happen so many times, and it's just... Alright, so you... fiber corn. That's gonna be awful to deal with. Alright, we got another bow. Okay, because you... Yeah, you had no passion for any of them. Yeah, and Alpin is the only one who had passion for melee. Okay. Yeah, it's gonna be tough until we get hydroponics. When I get hydroponics, then suddenly this becomes usable area. No, actually, yeah, it would get usable. I just have to put the hydroponics over the sand. Because it has to have, I believe, carry weight of heavy for hydroponics. This is going to be a very slow base build. So build a copy up here. Let's see, the real power, they release sky lanterns. Low on wood again? Oh yeah, I'm gonna be stuck on low wood. So I made this whole thing a field of fiber corn. And I set all the trees to be chopped down again. Hey, I'll go, so not a whole lot. A very unusual map selection, where most of the map is this, and it's completely unusable for us right now. Yeah, so nothing important released while I was gone, right? No new games. No like Baldur's Gate 3. Let's School definitely didn't drop. I Am Future I think drops either tomorrow or the day after. Yeah, no, I know Fibercorn's super inefficient. Yeah, no, I'm teasing. Like, a whole lot of stuff dropped while I was gone. A whole bunch of stuff is dropping. I Am Future, I'm really hoping I get a key for the full version. I don't have to buy it. I will buy it if it comes down to it. Yeah, we had that earlier. These maps are great if you have the fishing mod installed. We had people bring that up earlier with the fishing mod that this map would be ridiculous. But I don't, so I can't. Alright, about to see the answer for what our research is. The temperature's the thing I'm really scared of. That thing is at like 110. Without a heat wave, it's just 110 just by itself. There's a mod that makes these spawn actually with stuff on the inner ring. Tells research known is passive cooler. All right, let's go ahead and do this, which is prediction. So choose outcome, passive cooler number 4, complete prediction. Complete prediction. So who made away like an absolute bandit? Who was the one with the faith? Easy 30,000 points. Yeah, 42,000.9 points goes to Bong, Spill, and Moriarty. You had faith in stone cutting? Yeah. That'd fit the game's normal malice that it shows me. I'll deal with that in a minute. Just leave it at that for a moment. Alright, so we got an attack coming. 2 people with guns. Was that a prep to attack? I'm assuming it's a prep to attack, right? Yep. Alright, so zones. Alright, so I'm going to try and draw them into that room. So zone, let's go down here and choose assign everyone to the home zone. Zone, clear home. Nope. Because the plan is to run everyone into this room and try and draw them to melee and then just outshoot them. I just realized the way I designed this is going to make that absolutely terrible. We'll have to fix that. Actually change the plans. We'll draw them into this room. Because what's going to happen is I'll have my melee by here, and they're just going to shoot from back here. I'd have to run my melee out to them. First, I could put all the archers over here and the melee there, force them to walk in the door, and then pick them off. We're missing someone. Alright, the raid should be coming like a time now. Alright, let's be quick about this. So more than likely they're going to run down here and start lighting all that on fire. And my hope is I could draw them into this bedroom. I'm immediately changing my plan of which room we're doing this in. This will be better. Okay, so quick change of zoning. So zone, expand allowed zone, area 1. Dogs, area 1. Okay. So the goal is to bait him into this room, catch him in melee, and then fill him with arrows. Where are you going to? Stop burning my crops. I shot you. Defend yourself. Is this in your top 5 games of all time? Probably not that high, but it's up there. Would you stop that? Literally, he's just burning my crops. He's not doing anything but burning my crops. What I consider, so one thing I will put is, generally speaking, I don't approach games by saying like this is my all-time favorite game. Like what games I'm into at a given time changes based on mood and a whole bunch of stuff. So I'm not like this is my like I don't tier them or anything like that. It's just not how I don't approach much of anything in that manner. Would you get your butt over here and stop walking around out there? I mean, now he can't because of the fire. What are you shooting at now? This sucks. I've never seen them just stand out there like, they literally burned down the whole field already. And they're just not even willing to come after me. He's just like, nope, nope, I'm not actually here to hurt anyone. I also burn stuff. Oh my god, please. Where are you going? Oh, there's a singular tree over there. Where are you going? What are you doing? Why will you not die? Don't go that way. Oh good, the dog did get out. Don't, okay, fine, whatever. Okay, well, this is good. This is helpful. So the door did burn down, so at least that shouldn't be superheated anymore. Please go in there and put out the stuff by our table that requires steel. The thing we can't get more of easily. I see you, game. How's the dog's health? I don't know. Toxic buildup. I'll deal with that in a second. You had a poison claw? Oh yeah, that's right. Okay, you're already on it. Cool. Alright, so who was this person showing up? 13-year-old Tom wants to show up. We don't get any information about them, other than they have apparently green... Oh, it's a mask. I mean, we'll take them here in a moment. First, let's get this fire dealt with. So surprisingly, they ultimately only destroyed the doors, because that wasn't built yet. And then the farm. It's just so weird that I spent the entire time just like running circles around this whole area, just burning everything, and never was willing to engage my people. Like, I shot him in the back several times while I was out there and just wouldn't do it. Lighting fire should improve the quality of the fire. Of the soil? Yeah. Alright, so we got our new person showing up here in a moment. Okay, so here's our new person. They have creepy breathing, total. They're incapable of caring. They're pretty good at combat and mining. That's not the biggest winner we've ever had here. They're also a child. So let's go ahead and do giveaway start. So if you want Tom to be your very own pawn, then you'll just want to go ahead and weigh in on that one. There should be a raid not far behind him. Hey, Captain Dante, how's it going? Alright, so you do have an equa, not a spear. It said you were prepping before you attacked? Barrier defenses, okay. So give the people a chance to rest a little bit and all that. Add recreation onto your schedule. Alright. Let's grab everyone. Deal with this. I came home from work. Now driving into Planetside dailies. Nice. I haven't played Planetside in an age. Like he's just wandering while being absolutely peppered with bullets. Some free pemmican. Cool. Trying to get... Why are you eating without a table? I have a giant table right here. Right across from the storage room. Get that body out of there. Alright, make sure... Yep, okay. Let's see. Let me say it's not that grindy anymore since you have missions. Gotcha. Did you stop hurting each other? Alright. We need a second bed. Well, I mean, right now the problem going on is just a lot of this place isn't super nice. Hey, Iggy Maid, thank you so much for the raid. Let's go ahead, if I can get a shout out for Iggy Maid. Thank you, thank you. And Iggy Maid was playing some Airline Tycoon Deluxe. I have not played that one yet. I do hope you had yourself a good stream and all that good stuff. But thank you so much for the raid popping in. Everyone's been super generous since I got back.
Thank you Pankraru for subscribing for 19 months. Moderator 47 month subscriber, 3-year badge. Cheer 1K Red Panda. Igima love Igima Shay support your friends. It's a maid raid. Igima love Igima Shay.
Nicely done, Pank. Did I not change the game? No, I could it could just be, sorry, it could be just Twitch being Twitch. Sometimes they'll show like multiple games ago. But yeah. Oh yeah, you were playing Euro Truck Simulator 2. I remember I popped in there and I was lurking for a little bit. But yeah, so welcome in Raiders. For those who do not know, Iggy Maid, content creator on the platform, absolutely fantastic. So would definitely recommend that. If you see the giveaway at the top of the screen, where you type in ! giveaway space enter, that's to have Tom named after you. Just to be clear. So if you want to be in the colony, you just gotta do the ! giveaway enter. But you know, thank you so much for Glasgow to St. Petersburg. Took 3.5 hours. Eesh. Oh, did you get like a detour? Sometimes I have the detours neck. You get real rough where it's just you get knocked so far back. All right, Darkstar can go pick up the bow again. But yeah. Hey, Shark Sashimi, how's it going? But yeah, so for those who don't know, I just got back from New Zealand today. So it's been nice that so many people have popped it in, people dropping their subs on. And also thank you, Pankraru, for how many months was that? For the T1 sub, you've been subbed to the channel for 19 months. 19 months. Quickly coming up on 2 years. So thank you so much for supporting the channel for how incredibly long you've been supporting the channel. So thank you so much. I do hope you enjoy the advertisement free viewing as well as access to the emotes. But yeah, Iggy Maid's fantastic. VTuber, plays variety games. Check it out. For those popping in here, how's the time zone adjustment? It's actually going pretty well because my schedule, which is super late at night to begin with, aligns pretty well with like New Zealand time. What's the giveaway? It's to have a character named after you. Tom here. Who is got creepy breathing and is a teetotaler, which means they don't like drugs. But you can fight and shoot and all that good stuff. You're gonna be the colony's janitor, is what you're gonna be. A very angry janitor who's good at shooting stuff, and then, you know, constantly going, those kids and their drugs. Is this map in the water? Yeah, so this is supposed to be a whole tile challenge, and then I saw this thing, and I'm like, alright, we're doing that, because I have a mod that gives you different biomes than you normally have, so you have like desert oasis and coastal dunes and all that, and I clicked here and I saw that, and I was like, okay. We're finding there's lots of problems, considering there's no steel on the map. I had to trade for the trace amount of steel I have. There is no stone on the map. My only growing area is these tiny little packs on the very edge of the map. We also have no research, random research, so it's going great. Nothing is going wrong at all. Alright. But yeah. Oh, and we got a shout out for Shark Sashimi as another content creator. Sad wander on Tom. The last straw was because it's hot outside. It's 107. We are not in a heat wave. Yep. Pankrar was also another excellent content creator on the platform. Greatest pink squid on the internet. So that's another person you should definitely check out. Getting all the shout-outs out there while we're at it. But with all that said, for everyone popping in, I am Rual Storge. I do play a variety of games here on Twitch. I'm most known for my exploits in Project Zomboid, as I used to hold a world record for the highest kill count run ever streamed in that game. It's been beaten. But I do play a variety of games, I always have. So survival, simulation, tycoon, settlement builder, city builders, roguelike, action RPGs, played just about everything. But like before we left, I played a heck of a lot of Farm Simulator. Because they did a dare drop and they gave me a key, and I'm like, I'm enjoying this game, I'm going to play more of it. It's also because I didn't want to start something like this right when I was going to be traveling, because you didn't want to get, 2-3 days into a run, and then be like, all right, don't, see you in 10 days. Try to remember what's happening.
Thank you, Iggy Made, for subscribing for 3 months. GWUH.
Thank you, Iggy Made, so much for the Prime Gaming sub. The 3 months you've been subbed to the channel, I really do appreciate that continued support. It does mean a whole heck of a lot. And I hope you enjoy your advertising for viewing as well as Access Emu. I read Panda saying, what was your crop or item choice for Farm Simulator? So I chose the Silver Forest. That way I had to slowly chip away at the forest to be able to make my own farm. We have currently wheat, barley, it's one of the things you make into an oil. Canola. His crop is trees, don't let him tell you any different. Yeah, I've had to cut down so many trees. We have cotton growing as well. Yeah. Longclaw found out 7 Days to Die was built with Twitching integration. And what a mistake that is. Yeah, I'm kind of salty with 7 Days to Die. Because there is a mod or extension called Mischief Maker. We use that with Project Zomboid for Twitch integration. And the devs behind 7 Days to Die went after a pair of content creators for DMCA for using that extension. And that was only after they built in their own Twitch integration, whereas Mischief Maker gave Twitch integration support when there wasn't any, like, firsthand. And so I'm pretty salty that they would do that, because it's not like they warned them ahead of time either. They just literally DMCA struck them. Which, that's a way you can lose your account on Twitch, when you get an actual strike. So I do not want to support that. Which is sad, because, like, it's a good game. I actually don't... I'm not huge into 7 Days to Die before that either. I don't... It kind of came out when all the other survival games came out that it's already pretty burnt out. But yeah. You always found that trying to start farming turned into being logging, anything else but farming crops. Yeah, no, I mean, that's the whole thing. People are like, oh, you're going to plant more trees? Like, no. Go get some food. It's just I cut down the trees to make space, but I haven't replanted any tree at any point. Alright, so we had to replant our thing because we had a raid where they wouldn't attack me, they just kept burning everything. And unfortunately, I'm close enough to the edge of the map. This white line represents where I can't build on this side of it. So I could build a wall to force them to go through there, but then it cuts my farmable area in half when I have, like, none to begin with. Because I have the random research and no research mods, I have to wait till I get hydroponics before I can use this up here at all. So we're stuck waiting. Alright. And a whole lot of people got minor injuries and all that. So we're dealing with it. What is your... Alright, we'll wait till you're not injured and we'll have a ritual to try and get Tom converted. Alright, so again, last call on the giveaway for being named, having Tom named after you. That's !giveaway space enter. So last call on that. So if you want this character named after you, gotta get it, and then we'll do our drawing and get this character named. Meanwhile, we can go here and hunt. Alright, let's go ahead and get that character named. So, giveaway draw. And Sentient Cookie. Welcome to the colony. Alright, we got all your priorities set here correctly. Yeah, so as you can see, just going to hunt, mine, and clean. We have our schedule set up. Oh, yeah, it's warning me that you're getting heat stroke, but there's nothing I can do about it, unfortunately. We need more wood. So it should be getting to the point where it should start cooling down soon. So hopefully that won't be that big a deal. And then we'll get the passive coolers up and we should be in good order. I've got a giant field of fiber core and I've started growing because wood's becoming a problem. The big issue I'm going to have to deal with is getting the new fields grown now that the old ones burned down. Later on, if we can get a tree sowing, I'll put this as trees over here instead. So it's, you know, set and forget it. If we get passive coolers and no wood to make them, yep. Like, eventually I'll want those animals for, hauling stuff, for caravanning. But right now, I don't have a pen for them, and I can't use as a pen. There's no growable space up there. And this will be our ritual room later for our ideology. Yeah, so it's going pretty good with all this. Surprisingly, for not... Like, we got our first researcher's passive coolers. I had the random research mod, which means I can't choose. And I can't see what's being researched. And then we had no research, so you notice right now, literally passive coolers all we have. And if you look at how long we're in the game, you're like, but wait, you're already more than halfway through the first year, and you only have passive cooler? Yeah, there's no metal on the map, so I couldn't build my research bench until someone showed up and I could trade for it. Alright, so they're repairing the base. We're getting our plants replanted. Are you building the passive log town from Pokemon? Don't know, I haven't kept with Pokemon since Pokemon Red and Blue way back in the day. So, no idea about any of the Pokemon stuff. We do have our 2 dogs. And the colony is like floating above the water like that. Town? Gotcha. Yeah, we are making like a beach resort kind of town just because I need to keep this growable space. I can't build on that realistically. Then I can't build past like around here. Like down this way I can't build. So I'm building on the water because I don't want them to walk all the way up to the sandbar just to get food and all that. Eventually I want to build a wall along this as much as I can along the water sides to force them down here. The big thing is going to be getting hydroponics. Well, actually, hydroponics are still going to be tough because they don't have a source for components or metal. I'm going to have to just, every time someone shows up with metal or components, I'm going to have to trade for it and go out of my way. We still have our hoop ring. Keeps running out of wood for the fire. The drill's also going to be absolutely crucial. This may be a run I end up actually attacking a bunch of these sites nearby. Yeah, I usually won't send my colonists. I won't usually turn on the multiple base things. Kind of just a self-implied rule, because it always one thing. The cook is not doing their job. Well, they keep running out of wood is what's happening right now. Alright, getting everything planted. Alright, Sentient Cookie is now on cleanup duty. Which is good, because that's been falling way behind. So that should help people's moods a little bit. Alright. Good news, the severe thunderstorm warning is past. Now it's just a tornado watch. Yeah. Last I checked, we had as like a heat index warning or whatever going on here. They're like, yeah, it's actually hot enough that it's genuinely dangerous to be outside. There's gonna have to be a second fiber cornfield. I don't want to do it, but I'm gonna have to. Yeah, the excessive heat warning every day for like 3 straight weeks, no end in sight, 105 plus. Yeah. Yup. There was an interesting thing I was reading about that. So, like, you know, like, things have been warming up for a long time, but they're trying to figure out why, like, the last 2-3 years have been particularly bad even for that. And there was a person who was proposing that the problem was there was, I don't remember what the way it was like a dirty kind of fuel they used for shipping. And that one of the byproducts of that pollution was, oh, what was it? Was SO2 is what it was putting out. And that SO2 is really bad. And the reason it's really bad is it really, really makes the acidity much higher. And so what ends up happening is, like, it literally poisons the water to make it more and more acidic, making it so all sorts of aquatic life dies, and there's all sorts of awfulness to it. But one of the side effects it has is SO2 actually lowers the temperature of the area around it, just with it's impacting the temperature down. So it was killing the ocean faster, but it was actually working as a mitigating factor towards the problem with the CO2 getting out, you know, from a lot of our other pollution. And so, like, that's what's kind of going on, is they're believing that about 4 years ago, there's a law that got passed a while back saying that you'd have to use different fuel for shipping that isn't as dirty with this, like, creating this SO2, because of the acidity problem, but it didn't go into effect till 4 years ago. And so it's kind of like, okay, well, we certainly don't want to be putting SO2 back out again, because it's making the ocean acidic, which is going to kill us all. But it was mitigating the global climate change heating thing, which is going to kill us all. It's just like, come on. Please, mercy. It's, I don't know. What I do know is I need something new to drink, so I'm going to quickly grab myself a drink. I'll be back in just a minute. Okay, there we go. Let's see. Breaking out when it leaves the colony, some running while AFK. Living life on the edge. To be fair, I think I've only died once to that. I think I've lost like 2 colonists and had 1 death because of that. Because one of the things I did do is I've adjusted so there's different events can happen and they trigger different things. And I made it so like any hostile event whatsoever, like an animal hunting and all that, will pause the game. I think the animal hunting was the only one that wouldn't because I couldn't set that. But like everything else I set it where it's like if an event happens, pause the game. Like even fairly benign events too. Just tell everyone to run their ACs with the doors open. That should fix the issue of rising temperatures. I've played oxygen not included. I know that doesn't really work. How's Tom? Hey, you wouldn't have to be like... No, you're not. Hermona's hoping that Sentient Cookie was actually good at socializing. Let's see. Good to see you made it to New Zealand. I hope you had a good time here and are feeling better. Yes. I was saying the one thing I wanted to do that didn't happen because of getting sick was the glowworm kit. Poor Cookie calling him out like that. It happens. And my dog isn't crazy about the thunderstorms either. Oh, yeah. Ooh, actually, I can work with that. That might be a way to help our wood situation. I have no money. Okay. I actually do want to get those components, but I have nothing they want really. So what I was saying I could do with this, where is that? Oh, it's probably in our storage room up here, right? Oh, I can plant on the edge of the map? That's a little dangerous, actually. Can I really... I can plant in the sand? Okay. Okay. Alright, I guess we're becoming... We're becoming a bunch of druids, I guess. Alright, and let me catch up real fast. I think our Panic Panther is still hiding under the couch and shivering. Yeah. Yeah, we had a bunch of storms here while I was gone. But yeah, no, the only thing we didn't get to do that we had planned to do because of getting sick while we were over there was the glowworms. We had it booked, but that was like 2 days before we were supposed to go, is when we basically found out we had gotten COVID, which we didn't get the test, but I'm like 99% sure it was COVID. And the reason for that is coming out of the conference, a bunch of people tested positive and had the same symptoms we did. So it's like, all right, it's not exactly rocket science to put those two together. So begin conversion ritual on Sentient Cookie. I feel like the tree is kind of underdeveloped concept. They could have done some cool stuff with biotech. Yeah, the big thing is I can get dryads off of this tree, and I can have the dryads give me like berries and wood and all that. I could see doing like a weird little island base up here and just putting down the trees. The problem is you have to have a person trim the tree, like prune it kind of thing constantly to maintain it. I'd have definitely expected Ebola under the circumstances. Effective. That's pretty good. I work with effective. But the first one I'm gonna make wood, because if you get a couple wood dryads going, you can get that covered pretty well. All right, so there's the stretch IO. It's interesting the idea of being able to plant the dryad trees in the sand. I never thought about like making a Is it good wood though? Is it good wood though? Or is it, you know, crappy? It's pretty crappy wood. But yeah, no, actually, for those who don't know about when you do the connection ritual, okay, so Alpin will be our first one. I was kind of hoping we would get the psychic tree to show up here, but it wasn't here to begin with, and now that I'm taking over all of this land, actually, get rid of that zone then. So choose Dryad, the Woodmaker, accept, confirm. And for this one, I'm going to disallow sowing. I'm going to let them harvest it, and then once they harvest it, I'll get rid of that zone as well. And everyone will get their own Dryad tree. So I don't believe the docks count against that. I'm not going to build more, because that's a mistake I'll keep making. But, so I don't believe the docks count against the Dryad stuff, but if I build any walls in range of the circle, it'll penalize it. And I think they could be up to, is it 4 tiles close to each other? Well, we'll know when we go to put it down. It'll be like over here-ish somewhere I can plant the next one. Yep, so Alpin will just sit there trimming that tree. Means one thing we're going to do is we're going to go plant cut. You'll set that there. What if you don't want a Dryad tree? That's too bad. That's my stance. It's too bad. Hey, party. Rawlocracy? Yes. It's a Rawlocracy. Only those named Rual are in charge. When there's more than one Rual present in the same location, there's a whole seniority thing to it. It's never actually been, you know, been seen through or anything like that. But, you know. Okay. So I could get... Or you're a high mate. You'd have ridiculously high social. Okay. And we get 2 people with guns would show up. I can work with that. So wait till Sentient Cookie isn't on a break and then we'll do it. A careful shooter who's incapable of violence? Yep. You know how it is. They're just really careful shooters. Alright, so it's starting to cool off. We're going to move that fire in there for now. Don't bother refueling that one. Again, the next set of bedrooms up. So one problem I'm running into is the speed at which I'm getting more people is faster than I'm able to keep up building the places for them to stay. Especially considering I have the hospitality mod, so like I could be doing that as well. Yes, sooner or later they'll get that knocked down. Alpin's working on getting the dryads up and running. Gonna end up being like a passive cooler in every one of these rooms. Like, that's the downside of building this way, is for cooling all of these spaces, I mean, you're gonna need a ridiculous number of ACs, which is probably just not gonna happen. A ridiculous number of passive coolers. Research prediction? Yeah, I could do that. It'll also go a little bit with... Let's see. Alright, start prediction. What will our research be? We will take passive cooler off the list, because we already have that. And we will add... electricity on the list. Start prediction, got it. Yep, so you have prediction going up. It's what our next research is going to be, so you want to go ahead and get those in. There are a lot of options. Basically the way it's going to work, if you choose anything but number 5, you've got about a 1 in 12 chance of guessing correct. No, 1 in 11 chance of guessing correctly. Whereas if you choose something else, you've got it's just a bit worse than 50-50. Or a bit better, sorry, than 50-50. Last time, people all went for the... Well, I mean, people were scattered, but the something else got the most votes. And people walked away with a real cool, it's like 47,000 points. Because it ended up being the passive cooler, which is the long shot vote. Alright, so we're just waiting for Sending Cookie to be over that. Then we can go ahead and start the engagement with the 2 long range. Or we'll just have a raid show up and we'll deal with that. Is it attacks immediately or is it... Okay. Yep. Yeah, so it is worth putting a couple of, like, if there's one that just doesn't have anyone voting for it, putting a couple points in that one that no one's voting for can be a good play. Why are you... Because their attack is starting. I thought I had more time. All right. And do I want this person? Staggeringly ugly, depressive. They're good at something I already have a whole bunch of people are good at. They have a bad back and a wooden foot. No. I do not want that person. That is a solid noperino right there. Feed him to the dogs. I mean, the dogs are welcome to eat him. Go over with the other corpses. If you make kibble out of them, if you butcher human-like, it's a pretty bad, some like a 15 or 17 mood penalty for I think it's 5 days, 6 days. It's rough. If you have people who aren't psychopaths and that doing a bunch of those stuff, will straight up ruin your colony. Now, that said, if you have someone who's a psychopath in your group and you want to be like, yeah, go ahead and butcher people, then that can work out really well. Sentient Cookie's just standing next to a person bleeding out, just cleaning up the blood. It's like, don't worry, it'll run out. It's fine. Are you a psychopath? I don't think so. No, you're a gourmand body modder. I believe the person we're bringing into the colony potentially, like after Alpin recovers from their injuries, those two, I believe the person we get for that is a psychopath, which I believe will be good at cooking, which could potentially work. Cookie doesn't care. It's like, nope. It'll stop bleeding eventually. Yep. Alright, so our food is getting low, but the rice is going to be done soon. Minor infection. Oh, no. Alright. Alright, so we're starting to get people idle because there's nothing left to cut down here. They can't build more. The farms are all planted. If I had the meditation tree thing, I would have them just meditating. Granted, it shouldn't be a problem much longer, because we'll start having the rotation of harvesting fields, and then we'll be in pretty good shape. And then this will be ready for us here pretty soon, too. Once I get these done, I'll move that up there, and I might put a second research bench down here. So if we get in that situation, I'll actually be able to do more. Oh, we could also go in here and furniture. Go put a torch in there. I need you to add something to your merch store. Okay. I'm always down for suggestions. Oh, you know it'd be a good one. With the whole, like, you know, nature as hubris. Get Tomb to pick out something for babies. Okay. Your daughter's pregnant? Oh, gotcha. I could come up with something. They have like, I think they have like bibs and that on there that I could add. Put like one of the emotes on one of the bibs. I'd definitely see doing that. It's gonna let me actually build that there? Are you actually gonna let me build that there? It says I went to XLCon and all I got was this COVID t-shirt. No. I'm sure we could do something like that. But I was gonna say for like a merch idea, with the whole like, you know, there's that clip of me being like, hang on, I see nature and I don't like it. You know, look at nature with all its hubris. Who does nature think it is? Like that whole quote. Getting something related to that to put on a t-shirt. I could see that. Get that body out of there. Okay. Yeah, so this will be the next set of rooms to get there. Then I'm going to make a dock that leads up here, so that running between the two islands goes a bit faster. Alright. Like I said, once this is done, we're gonna not plant more fiber core in there. Because it shouldn't be... It'll be a little while, yeah. We have 4 more days until we get our first immature dryad, and it'll be some like an in-game week before we get a mature dryad. And then once we have that, then we should have, It actually? Yeah, so it's set. And then we should have a steady supply of wood from that. And then we can just not do this anymore. And then we get the next dryad tree, I'll put it up here and get someone else working on it. Oh no! Solar flare. How long for more seeds? I believe it's RNG for the seed showing up. I could be wrong on that one. I never looked into it. Like, I don't think you're going to take the time with these to choose the cast that makes more trees for you automatically. It'll just be anytime we get a research. Alright, so research is known, and it is tree sowing. So let's go and see what we had for predictions. So for predictions, to choose the outcome, it was not stone cutting, it was not complex furniture, it was not complex clothing, it was not pemmican, it was not electricity, so it was something else. Complete prediction. Prediction complete. Alright. Well, with that, what we'll end up doing is I'll probably make these into places we grow trees. Because that'll at least be something useful. Bills, cook meal, do until you have 10. Alright. We can leave the rest of this the way it is. Alright. Lifespan 315 days. Oh, Cyprus. I don't know really which one of these is the best. For the amount of, you get minor nutrition out of those. Interesting. You like cactus, but you didn't do math? Yeah, they grow one of the, like, they're the fastest growing. Well, not the fastest growing. Interesting that they have, so let's see. Teleconverter tree, often found in swamps. Despite its slow growth, planting these trees can be profitable as a low-effort, long-term investment because they yield so much usable wood. A tribal tree, naked trunk, top of the cluster of broad leaves. Unfortunately, this variety does not produce any edible coconuts. Though not a tree, it yields a small amount of fibrous material that can be used like wood. Grows very fast, but yields very little wood. Okay. I'm going to choose that one for the first field. And we're going to go here. We'll do cypress for that one. Actually, let's reverse those. Since I have to run back and forth more there. Okay. So we have a fast-growing one that gives not so much wood, and then we have one that grows much slower but gives ridiculous amounts of wood. Wait, impact. Steel has been delivered. And components. From the sky. Okay. Cactus is better for fast-growing wood? Alright. Why do you keep saying eat me? Look at the growth time and wood production. I didn't see a wood production thing here. Oh, harvest yield. So 11. I see. You have a harvest yield of 60 for 35 days. But you're not... I can't eat you, you're alive. Darshire has a fake beard, just look at him. Fact. They definitely went to Party City to get that beard. All right. So got all that going. That said, we've got the harvest going. So that's the reason why when I had like 2-3 idle people, it's like, I'm not super worried about it because these are right about to grow. And it's like, that's fine. No, be friends, not food. Exactly. I'm still finding it interesting that's letting me put this lectern here. Normally when you go to put the lectern where there's the craft spot on here, it just says no. I'm hoping what'll happen is I'll put it here and it'll like rotate that craft spot to one of the other sides. Then maybe the move it, or not move it, what is it, I have, one of the mods I have is so I could go here and say like steel wall and just drop it on that block and it would swap it out. Right now I can't because that requires heavy support and I don't have that. I could do it down here if I wanted. I go steel and I can put the wall there, and where normally I have to tell it to take apart the wall, then you can build the wall. I have a mod that just says, let me build it there, and it still takes some time for them to disassemble the wall and do the whole step. But yeah. It makes it so you don't have to do, like, wait for it to get done, do all the extra clicks kind of thing. Okay, so we have an art table. And I definitely want to go in here and do those later. And our research prediction? Sure. I was being hesitant on it because, well, actually, no, we're not going to. And the reason we're not going to is it's getting pretty close to time when I would need to do the switch over game-wise. So I don't know for a fact that we're getting another research or not. I do know Tomb is on her way home because her mom was just checking to see how we were doing, and she responded like that she's like getting ready to drive home kind of thing. But yeah, that's the only reason I'm not doing enough prediction is pretty soon we will be doing the switchover. For those who are new to the channel, basically what ends up happening is most days I will play one game for the first half of the stream and then a different game for the second half of the stream because they do stream for 11 hours. So I found it to be really good for having the switch for a whole bunch of reasons. Like, it's good for me to not burn out on any game as much. It's also good to kind of just keep things mixed up so that for people watching, if people are like, oh, I'm not into RimWorld, but I'm into like a bunch of the other games you play kind of thing, that there's always something there for them. That kind of bit. Oh, did we, where are you? The rewarded attack. How fast will the attack show up? 4 days, so these are gonna be long gone. Yeah, no, tonight's probably gonna be a frozen pizza. We haven't had a chance to go to the grocery store yet since we got back, so we're a bit scarce on what we have in the fridge. Wait, when did you get 14,000 stonks? Probably with one of the predictions. Let's see. I don't care about that one. I don't care, like, the logging one and all that. You leave alone. I'm not doing the ship to the stars, so that's fine. Oh, that's why. I was like, I don't remember a caravan. Right, it's the one where they want gold or slaves or whatever, and I don't have either of those things. Considering I basically never, ever do slavery in the game. Like, if I'm gonna get a pawn, I'm just gonna make him one of my colonists. Usually against their will. Alright. One more conversion thing should probably get Sentient Cookie flipped over. I'm honestly debating just going for the big trees. Well, no, because big trees take almost a full year to grow kind of thing. They take a longer than that, actually. I do want to move those to eventually, just we'll get the cactuses going for now. Because I want to make them as labor intensive as possible. Yeah, so probably happen here in just a little bit is I'm going to run downstairs, I'm going to get my dinner in the oven, that kind of thing, welcome my wife home, all that. And then from there, we will switch over. The game we're probably going to be playing after this one is Let's School, which is like a school tycoon game. We played the demo of it during Next Fest. It's been over a year now. And we had a good time with it, but at the time, there was very little content in it because it was a very early version of the game. It is early access, so it's not like the full thing yet. But my understanding is there's way more to that game than there was before. How much? I don't know. It dropped while I was on vacation, so I saw like FG Squared and a bunch of others were playing it, but I didn't get a chance to check out how involved it had gotten. But yeah, so we'll definitely be checking that out, I think is the plan. So what I think I'm actually going to do is we're right about to hit with an ad break anyways. So while this ad break happens, I'm going to go ahead and put up words on stream, get this recording stopped.